under this.
All right, guys, everybody ready?
Hello.
Welcome, New Eagles!
Hi.
You did
Hey.
it! Welcome!
Oh.
We are so excited to have you here. Welcome to Central Texas College. We are excited. We want you to be happy about your choice to be here as a CTC Eagle. My name is Mariceli Santiago. I will be the person driving this train, and hopefully we'll have a fun ride along the way. So we're excited to have you here. It's going to be a fun time. We are currently just trying to get everything rolling, having some fun, get the party rolling. So let's get ready, guys. First of all, I want to say thank you for everybody. You have made the first step of coming here and actually getting everything so that you can be even more successful in your opportunities here at CTC and then beyond. Hopefully that we can teach you what we can teach you here and what you're going to be learning from us today is going to set you up not just for your educational career, but for, you know, whatever may come in the future. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We're super excited. Before we begin, I am going to ask Dean Starkey, she is the Dean of Student Success and Persistence, to come and say hi to y'all and let you know who she is and how excited she is to have you. And she really does get excited, guys. Dean Starkey?
Hey, I am excited, guys. I'm so excited that you're joining us tonight. And as Mariceli said, you're taking the first step towards your success and towards your education by being here tonight. You're going to learn so much tonight. At times, you might be a little overwhelmed. That's okay. What I want you to do is you're going to meet a lot of CTC people, and I want you to jot down a couple of names. And remember, you can always send us those people emails and ask questions. What were we talking about? So please don't get overwhelmed. Please don't do that. Just remember the people that you meet and reach back out to us if you need that, if you need any kind of assistance, because that's what we're here for. Again, I'm so excited that you're here, but I would be remiss if I didn't at least start off my remarks because I'm really excited about a new program that we're starting. We're piloting this fall semester. It's our SOAR Student Success Coaching Program. And you guys are their students. I don't know if you know this, but you have a coach. And you are the first group at CTC who can say, I have a success coach, because this is the first year for us to do that. And we are so excited. I want, if the success coaches could put their names in the chat and say, I'm a success, just so that you guys, they're going to come up on the agenda here in a little while. They're not going to talk yet, but you're going to have a time with them, and they're going to go over all the excitement of the program. But I wanted to say what an important connection these people are for you. And like I said, each and every one of you can connect with one of them, and they're going to explain to you what they do, who they are, what group they're going to work with. So I really want you to perk your ears up when you get to that place, because we're so excited. And I think it's such a great resource and support, not only for you as students, but for us at CTC. So we're really excited about that. So that was the first thing I wanted to plug. Second thing, I'm going to be quick, but I would be remiss as the Dean for Student Success if I didn't give you my tips for success, because there's really basic things. And I want you to pay attention and remember my tips as you hear everything that's going to happen over the next couple of hours, because you're going to hear these messages time and time and time again. And so I want them to resonate with you. First of all, you have to go to class every single day if you're going to an in-person class. But if you're in an online class or a hybrid or whatever modality it is, you've got to log in. And I don't mean you log in one time. You've got to log in several times during the week, check and make sure you know what's going on with that class. You've got to be invested in this, okay? You need to understand your schedule, and you need to make that a priority. That's number one. Number two, you really should, no, not really should, you have to turn everything in. Your faculty today are going to talk to you about their syllabus and how to understand the course and how they go about doing grading. If you don't turn everything in, even if it's a 5-point assignment, you could get to the end of the semester and need those 5 points. And most of the time our faculty, they don't give extra credit because they build it into the whole semester. Turn everything in. One of the examples I get is if you have 4 tests during the semester and each test is weighted 25%, and this is a very simplistic review, very simplistic example. If you fail to take one test or not do it, the best you can do in that class then is 75%, which is a C. Don't do that to yourself. Turn everything in. Again, make a commitment and just turn it all in. You got to get to know your faculty. You're going to hear a lot about being success is being involved in your classes, but also getting to know your faculty. Even if it's an online class, you can get to know them, much like we're doing today. I mean, this is a virtual, but you can reach out to them, send them questions, ask them questions. That's what they are there for, is to get to know you. And they are your number one resource for success, are the faculty in your class. And you're going to meet them and they're going to talk very frankly with you. And you're going to see they're a real personable group. So you've got to get to know your faculty. Behind that, you've got to use the resources. This is tip number 4. You got to use the resources that we have available for you. Your success coaches are one resource, but you're going to learn tonight about so many others, so many others. I want you to walk through that door, even if you're online, reach out to us day 1 with the resources, or between now and the first day of classes, go online, see what CTC has to offer, but you've got to use all these resources that we have for you to be successful starting day 1. And the last thing is, I just want you to commit to us to working hard and committing to this experience. If you do that, that's half the battle. It's called perseverance. It's called grit. You're going to be there. My greatest joy is to see you all at graduation at the end of, whatever it takes. I'm hoping, not too long, but whatever your goal is when you get there, and for me to see you walk across that stage, it is the greatest joy. And I can say for all of us here today, that's what we want. We want to be sitting in the audience and watching you walk across that stage. So thank you for being here. And if you have questions, reach out to me, because that's what I'm here for, is to answer your questions and to help you out. So I'm going to turn it back over to Mariceli, who's going to keep you quite engaged all evening long. Take it away. Mariceli, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, we got a lot going on, and we are excited. We have a lot to discuss. One of the things I will say is, as we go along, there are certain things that I'm going to tell you, hey, this would be a great opportunity for you to go ahead and screenshot that. And so I'm going to tell you, hey, it's time to get a screenshot at some points throughout this event. Just be ready for it. So that way, when it is time for us to go ahead and get to that point, you're going to know exactly what you need to do and how to make sure that it works. Okay. So I'm not sure which version of this you're watching. I'm hoping it's the correct one. So this is our agenda for tonight. We're going to be going through a lot of these things, but we are going to start with the faculty and then go from there about resources and a lot of things that are happening on campus. Okay. So the very first thing we're going to start talking about is going to be Blackboard. And this is actually one of the best things that you are going to know, because this is how you get a hold of your class, your virtual class, if you're in an online class. And if not, then you're going to still have components on it. We have our Blackboard guru on tonight. Her name is Dr. Angela Reese. She is a distance learning manager for the business academic department, and the business department she gets to introduce, because that's a whole lot of other stuff. So Dr. Reese, please take it away.
Thank you, Mariceli. Welcome, welcome, Eagles. I'm so excited to be here and talking with you guys. I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to ask your questions. As Dean Starkey said, we're all going to kind of share our little tidbits. And for me, number one, even though I'm not supposed to be talking about this right now, is communication. And if you don't understand what I'm about to show you, and you don't have to get it right now, this is just an overview. We've got recordings of this. Don't worry if you blink and you're like, how did she get to that stage right there? Don't worry, you can watch this again. But you definitely need to understand how to use Blackboard. This is our virtual classroom, your online learning tool. So for those of you who are 100% online, if you can't get into Blackboard, you're not going to be able to start your classes. So you have to be able to do that. Now, let me preface it with this. Do not try to follow along with me. Okay. If you try to follow along with me right now, you are not going to be able to access anything that I'm showing you, because as a brand new student, you do not have access to this platform until 3 days prior to your first course. So our fall semester begins on August 19th. So 3 days prior to that, help me out, would be the 16th. Friday the 16th. So you will be able to access your courses Friday morning. Some of you, maybe not till noon, since it's a bigger start date. So keep that in mind. That's why I haven't shared my screen yet, because I don't want y'all trying to chase what I'm doing right now and then get lost along the way because it doesn't work. So give me just a second to share my screen. Looks like we're here. All right. How do you even get there? That's the first question we normally get. So definitely watch this and maybe jot a few notes down. Just don't try to drive along with me on your computer. So I am at the CTC homepage, which is just ctcd.edu. One of the quickest ways to get to Blackboard from here is just to hover over the student tools and then to click on Blackboard. Once you go there for the first time, or even if you can just remember this, or if you Google it, our actual website for Blackboard is ctc.blackboard.com. So you can save this as a favorite. I 100% would. There's also a version that you can use on your phone and on your iPad. If you are working though in class and taking a test, my suggestion is to use a computer, but I've heard that a lot of students are successful using it with their iPads and even on their phones for some things. So your username, everybody's username is similar in structure, meaning that it is your CTC ID number. So it's lowercase c and then whatever your CTC ID number is. And then your password is going to be your date of birth, month, day, year. Meaning if today was your date of birth, it would be 080124. And then you do have the ability after you log in the first time to change that. So if you don't remember by the time it gets to August 16th and you didn't write that down, you can click right here on Blackboard login instructions, which is just below login, and it will explain exactly what I just told you. And then if you think, well, that's great, but I don't know what my username is because I don't know what my ID is, then you click on this next area, Blackboard username lookup. You come here, enter your information, and then it will be provided to you. If you're still having trouble, you can click on the contact us for technical support, or you can also call the technical support line. So I am logging in now. I'm logged in as one of my business administration fictitious students. And this is Calvin Hobbs. So you will see he is in a variety of our programs, and he's been in class for a really long time over the years. So yours isn't going to look like this because he has been in school for many years. So because business is business administration, hospitality, homeland security, paralegal, accounting, logistics and supply chain management, real estate, and also marketing. So these are Calvin's courses. I want to show you a few things right off the bat. As you progress forward, you will start seeing more courses in your Blackboard account. Almost every single course that we have here at the college is going to utilize Blackboard. Some of our trades, such as HVAC and maybe welding, I'm not sure if they are utilizing it at this point in time, but pretty much
Yes,
all
they are.
There we go. The answer is yes. So far, everybody that I believe is on this tonight will have to access Blackboard. So as you move forward, though, you will see classes that you've registered for. So you can see that Calvin is enrolled in 2 classes for the fall. You can see that right here at the top. It says fall. And then it shows us that he is in office management and also principles of marketing. If I try to open that class now, it says I can't. Okay, so in the future, that's what you will see. But for now, let's just look at the courses that he is in for the summertime. You will see here that for summer one, Calvin was enrolled in 3 classes. So he has a marketing class that is almost over. You can see it started on the 17th of June because it says 6/17 and it runs through August 9th. So if you ever think, well, when does that class start and end? And you don't remember how to get to Eagle Self-Serve and you can't remember where things are, at least in Blackboard, you know, right here, it's going to tell you the name of the course. And it's also going to tell you the start and the end date of that course. And you can see that Calvin has not even started because it says start now, meaning he has never logged into this class. Under office management, and then also lower down we have principles of marketing. Again, he's not doing very well in that class. You can see that he has started it because it has been opened. So I'm going to go into this class that he's already been progressing along the way in and show you what that looks like. So let me get into his marketing course. And like I said, just kind of take notes, jot down any questions, put them in the chat, and Mariceli will be able to share those with me as they come up along the way. So those of you who have taken classes with us maybe years ago, it does look quite different. So at the very top, we have our name, and then we also have the type of course it is. So this OSL that I have highlighted, that tells me that this is a self-paced course with milestones, meaning that over the time period of May 15th through July 5th, there are going to be suggested due dates, and then there's going to be very firm due dates I have to hit. And if I miss those, then I'm going to have a 0 for not completing that assignment. So it is highly encouraged that you work along with those due dates as we go along. If this OSL right here, if that said OLL, that would tell me that this is an online class that has very firm due dates, meaning you're not going to get to submit things late. What you see on the schedule of events is the schedule. So make sure to pay attention to that as you go along the way. Then the next row down, we have different content areas. So this first one is the actual content that shows us our lessons. I'm going to come back to that one. And I'm just going to go across the top here quickly and then go into a few specific areas. The calendar, since this is a class that it actually is over, you're not going to see anything that is due this week. If something were due this week, it would definitely tell me that there. And then the announcements, you can see that there 30 right there is in a circle. That tells me that Calvin has unread all 30 of the messages that I have posted for him. So one thing that's very important to do is to pay attention when you very first log in. It's going to give you a warning letting you know that there's a new announcement. Go and read it. Even if you think you don't need to read it, you never know. So like for me, this one right here, it says you might want to read this one. The reason that I put that is because I found that students aren't reading my announcements. So I put, you might want to read this one because I had really great information, or so I thought, letting them know that I would replace their lowest scoring exam with their final exam score if it were higher. And guess what? I only had 2 people reach out to me and ask me to do it. And it's because they didn't know that I did that because they didn't read the announcement. So make sure to read those announcements. Not every instructor is going to utilize it like I do. Some prefer the message feature and to reach out to you directly or to the entire class. The next area are discussions. One thing I want to point out about this is that this is a standard view for Blackboard. That does not mean that every single class that you have is going to have the exact same assignments. For example, discussions. The business department loves discussions. We have quite a few of them because we like to talk and we like to interact about a variety of dilemmas. Other departments don't utilize the discussion boards, so it'll be there in your class, but it might only have this general Q&A or a place for you to get to know your peers. So note that that's going to be different in every class. The next area is going to be the gradebook. I'm going to come to it last. And then messages I can't go to because then you would see the other people in Calvin's class, which I can't show you. But if I clicked on it, it would give you a list of everybody that's in the course and then also be able to contact your instructor. So your instructor, it's going to have SME for subject matter expert in parentheses after their name. That's how you know that you're contacting your instructor. Over one more is analytics. Now this is going to allow you to compare your activity to other students in the class, which again, I won't click on because it's going to show you everybody else and how overall they're doing. So now we're going to groups, and there's no groups for this class, so it is blank. Now I'm going to go back to content. As I go back over to content, one thing to keep in mind, this purple X over here in the upper left-hand corner, I accidentally click it all the time. If you click it, it's going to take you out of the class. Not that you can't get back in, but I do that quite frequently. So to get back to the main area, we're just going to click on content. And I'm just going to go through this, not in too much detail, but just a general overview. Your instructor information, of course, is at the very top. And then it goes into each of the lessons for you. So you can see that Calvin has done some things, but not very many. So for example, getting started, it showed that he has only done 3 of 7. Under lesson 1, he has only done 2 of 11. So Calvin is very behind in this class, and it's going to progress with him along the way as he completes a variety of activities. The one thing that I would suggest you do at the very beginning of every class, and note, this getting started area might be called something different in your math class or in your psychology class, but there's going to be something there to give you the information on the syllabus, the type of course it is, your course contract, all of the important things just to help you wrap your head around what you're doing in this specific class. So as we go through each of these, you will see that it's going to change, that he's opened it. This one he has not opened, but I'm going to go ahead and say I mark it as complete. And that shows me that Calvin did in fact complete, review the syllabus, and he's saying, yes, I have read it and I understand it. I'm not going to go through all of these. Start here is something the very first time taking classes, I would definitely suggest you read over at least once. The syllabus, open in every class you have at the college every single time. Maybe even print it out if you're somebody who likes to highlight and cross things off. It's going to tell you information about the class. It's going to tell you the learning outcomes so that you can go over those. You're also going to see specifically the course materials. And the reason this is important is, as you can see in this course, you actually can rent this book for only $25. So definitely something to pay attention to as you are going through each of your classes. Further on down, as I mentioned to you, this class is a self-paced with milestones class. So we have our suggested due dates. And then as we get further in, you will see here's milestone number 1. What this tells me, or tells you as the student, is that by May 25th, all of the above assignments have to be turned in. If they are not turned in, there actually is a 7-day grace period in this class to where you get a 10% penalty. After that, it's closed. And just as you scroll further down, I'm not going to read every one of those to you, but you have information about your exams. And then how do I do well in this course? As Dean Starkey was telling you, if you miss all of the exams or you miss all of the written assignments because you think I'm going to do so well on the exams, it doesn't matter about my written assignments. Well, as you can see in this course, there are not enough points for the exams to pass the course, not even pass the course. So you have to do the written assignments in order to even be eligible for a passing grade in the course. So all of the assignments are important. Now the syllabus, like I said, it's your roadmap, it's your guideline, it's your Bible for the class. I would look through each one of these. The only other one I'm going to click on this area is delivery terms, because this is very important. This tells me whether it's self-paced, if it is online with due dates, if it is a lecture course, meaning I have to go to class at a specific time, or if it's an SVL, synchronous virtual lecture course. This type of course requires an online virtual component like what we're doing right now. And it would say we are meeting from 9 to 10:20. And as you are signing up for your classes later on in the evening when they talk about how to do that, they will also show you how to know what type of class you're signing up for to make sure you're in the right one. But this is just a double check to make sure that you are in the right class that you think that you had intended to sign up for. One other major thing, all classes at CTC have this rule. Faculty have to follow. If you do not complete an assignment in the first week of an 8-week course or in the first 2 weeks of a 16-week course, you will be dropped from the class. Logging in does not equal participating. You have to log in and be active. So this course right here, you need to complete the course procedures quiz, and it even tells you where it is under lesson 1. So you go in, you complete it. If you do not, then you will be dropped for non-attendance. If that happens, we cannot get you back in unless you have a documented some type of emergency, basically. Otherwise, we are not able to get you back in. So make sure that you have that complete on time, or we can't do anything to help you because we're not allowed. So let's close out of that, and we're going to go ahead and say, yes, we've done that. So again, I would go through and I would look at each one of these. I'm going to come back to BioSig and BioSite momentarily. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close up this folder to make it easier to see. As I scroll down, I'm going to show you one lesson. I'm not going to go through all of them, but if I click on the lesson, then it is going to open up, and you can see that Calvin did his course procedures quiz, but he hasn't looked at the learning objectives, what activities are for the course, what the graded assignments are. There's a lot of things that he just hasn't done yet. So we want to make sure that you are paying attention to how complete you are for each one of your lessons. Marcella, am I doing okay? Do we have any questions so far? No, Dean Starkey shaking her head good, like we're good. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
All
see
right.
anything yet.
Okay. So as we go through, again, each lesson, I'm not going to click on each one of them. They are set up the same in this course to where you have pretty standard requirements as you go along. One thing I do want to point out to you is that while the discussion board is up here at the top, it's also linked inside the lessons. So you can just truly go through this whole course content and do assignment by assignment by assignment. If this were a course that had due dates, next to student introduction, it would say due on August 1st, due on May 23rd, so that you would know when that assignment is due by. One caveat I want to tell you is that not every instructor sets up the course the same. We are not required to put in those due dates. So because I have it listed in the syllabus when things are due, that is all that some instructors might do for you. So I would print out that syllabus so that you could have what is due when, because if it's not showing here, it's not going to magically show up. So you're going to have to keep track of when things are due and when they're not. And if you can't find something, I'm going to go back to that important communication question. And then down at the bottom, at least in my class, the exams are underneath all of the lessons, and you can just expand that and then go in and take your exams that way. So I'm going to come back up here to the top, and I want to show you the grade book because I skipped over that. So the grade book is what those of you who might have heard of My Grades in the past, it's now just called grade book. So you can see that Calvin just has not been doing very well. Anything in red tells me that he did not try very hard. And in fact, let's see, did he do anything? Yes, he participated in one discussion board. And what we're going to do is I can't click on the discussion board because it's going to show the whole thing. You can see that he got 3 points out of 60 points. And let's look at his feedback. So this little, I would say, purple icon to the right, if I click on that, this is the feedback I gave as the instructor to Calvin. I would have liked to see much further depth, review instructions. Now, I give much more feedback than that, but Calvin didn't try, so I didn't try. So he has one little sentence here, and he only earned 3 points out of 60 points. So you can see that that is definitely an area that he needs to improve upon. And then if I click on this, oh shoot, sorry, clicked too fast. We are going to be able to go into the rubric. Well, it's not letting me. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So it's going to show what his points were for the breakdown and what it possibly could have been. In this instance, I just overrode his grade and put in 3 points. Otherwise, it would show exactly what he had there. Okay, now the last thing that I want to go over is the BioSig and BioSite. Think of this like your Face ID for your phone, or if some of you have phones to where you use your thumbprint, or any type of biometric signature that you use for any of your devices. Like when I open my computer, it recognizes my face, and then we move on. If it doesn't recognize my face, then it defaults to my password. So I'm sure several of you have that with multiple devices. Think of this just like that. you are going to basically create your biometric signature for all the courses at CTC. You will set it up one time. Once you have it set up, you will use it in every single one of your classes. So whether you're using it in August 19th for a marketing class, and then you're using it again in a math class, and then again in a logistics class, you will use the same signature that you create. And it's nothing fancy. I'm going to show you Calvin's. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do it. In this one, Calvin's already created it, set it up, and has gotten started on his class. Now I'm going to show you a class that Calvin has not done this yet. I'm going to show you what it looks like before and then also what it looks like after. So let me get out of this class, and he's back in marketing because he failed that one. So let's get into this one. Marketing. Okay. As I told you the very first time you go into a class that has a new announcement, it will pop up. So this one has all these announcements that Calvin, of course, has not read yet. So he could click on any one of those. But if it's just one, then only one is going to pop up. You're not going to see all that. So notice the difference. It says lesson 1, content isn't available. Lesson 2, content isn't available. So I can't access it because I haven't done my BioSig ID yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to verify I am who I say I am. Now, Calvin set up his biometric signature 10 years ago. Calvin's signature has never changed because I'm the only one that accesses Calvin's signature. If somebody else tried to be Calvin, which other people do log in as Calvin, but they can't go through this process because I'm the only one that's connected to. If somebody else tried to do it, it would say, sorry, try again, sorry, try again, sorry, try again. And the reason that is there is just like all of your devices, we are protecting this course. We are protecting it from potentially somebody that is not you going in and completing your assignments. So that is why we have that, so that we know you are who you say you are. So let's see how I do today. Working on my BioSig ID, and I'm going to launch it down here at the bottom. I'm still getting used to the new Blackboard too, so I apologize. I couldn't quite remember where that was. And now it is taking me to validate my identity. And you can use this exact same password that I am. My mouse isn't working though. Oh gosh, that was a bad one. Let's see if it works. Okay, it didn't match because my, that's the first time that's ever happened to me actually. I think it's just because my mouse is messing up though. Oh goodness. Marcelli, this has never happened before.
I know, we've done this forever.
I am not doing it very good, am I? Okay, maybe there. Oh shoot. And I don't remember what it is either. And I will tell you this, I'm actually kind of glad this happened. So this does happen sometimes. And it's not hard. There is a passcode, but because I've never had to do it, I can't remember what my passcode is. But I could go through the process and reach out to tech support, and they would clear it for me and help me to get back on track. It's really not a hard process, but this is what it looks like. So if I remembered what that passcode was, I would put that in now. Let me see if I can back out and just try it again real quick. And the reason, like I said, that I'm having to do it again is because my mouse is not working with me. It's recently stopped. Give me just maybe this third time or fourth time is a charm here. Nope, I just messed up. I won't keep trying it, I promise.
No, because, wow, I'm telling you guys, I've been doing this now for a few years with Dr. Reese, and always, this is the first time. There's always
Yes.
one.
There
Wow.
is, and I'm telling you, it's because see how like I'm trying to draw it and there we go. Maybe this one will be it. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Okay.
Whew.
So what was happening was as I was drawing, nothing was happening. And so it was tracking that I was trying it over and over again. So that's kind of good though. I'm glad to know that that's how that works. So I fixed it. We're all good to go. My mouse was a little crazy there, but we made it happen. So now I can see that now I can get started with my lessons, and I'm going to go ahead and click on lesson 1. And just like in the other course, now I'm able to see everything. Everything was released because finally I showed I was who I said I was. Now on the exams, it's a little bit different. On the exams, some instructors don't use it. Some instructors use it just like what I've shown you for this, to where you have to draw it in. Others use a two-step to where you have to do your ID, those 4 characters. And then you also have a blurred recording. So what that means is we can't tell what you look like. We can tell that you might have on a green shirt and have blonde hair, but all of your facial features are blurred. The reason that we have this is mainly for an extra person being in the room, whether they are talking to you, it doesn't record your audio, what you're saying, but it records how loud you are. So it'll spike if somebody's talking in the background. It will also show me if you get up and leave and you come back much later. It will show me if you turn your camera off. It will show me if somebody comes in and you're like talking to them, or you're like, they squat down on the ground. We can see all of those things. So that's just an extra precaution. And keep in mind too, I don't want to scare you with any of this. If there's ever an instance to where you think, oh gosh, it gave me a warning, like I moved too far over and it told me to get back in the screen. That happens. It just tells you to get back where you're supposed to be. And nothing is going to happen to you immediately after. You will be reached out to, but it's not like they're going to say, okay, you have an F for this class because you got your BioSig ID wrong. I'm telling you, in 10 years, this is the first time that's ever happened when I've shown a group. And in 10 years, I have had maybe a handful of students tell me that they couldn't utilize it. There are some instances. So if some of you are worried about some ADA accommodations, if you have any type of disability, you can reach out. They're on the call, and Dr. Shank will be talking to y'all later on. That is definitely something that we can work around if there is a disability. So just keep that in mind too, that don't be overwhelmed by that. So that brings me to the end of my little 20-minute overview of Blackboard. I have about 30 seconds left, I think. So let me know if y'all have any questions or if there's anything while I'm here before I stop sharing my screen that I need to go back to.
Yes, thank you. Now, do we have the rest of my faculty? Because I am not sure if anybody else has logged in. So for my faculty, the rest of them, I don't see them. But that doesn't mean that they're not here. It just means I don't see y'all for some reason. I know Dr. Cruz can't come today, but I don't know anybody else. No?
I'm looking.
I'm not seeing anybody. In any case, guys, this is the time for you to ask questions of a faculty member, not just about Blackboard. This is the time where you can ask about anything pertaining to classes, classwork, stuff like that. And I know normally I kind of we usually have a few other faculty members here, but in any case, what is your biggest tip outside of, how to use Blackboard, Dr. Reese, that you can maybe suggest to students?
Definitely. So I'm going to take it a step further into the communication aspect. Other than just reach out when you have questions, do it in a timely manner. Do it at a point in time that it is appropriate, meaning 6 weeks into class, don't tell me I can't see the syllabus. It's not showing up for me. That is a literal thing that happened to me in a current class this week. Somebody told me in week 6 or 7, it's week 7, I haven't been able to see the syllabus the whole time. Why do I keep getting zeros? Because they didn't know when things were due, because it wasn't a class that has specific due dates. It has the milestones. So I don't have them all set in there. And so ask questions if you're confused. Don't just think, well, they're going to be upset with me if I reach out and ask a question that in your mind maybe is something you should know. We don't expect you to know how to use everything. We don't expect you to know how to be a Blackboard expert. We also know that you probably have a handful of classes that you are working in, and each one of them is going to be different. So please reach out and ask questions. Tell us in advance. I just saw one question pop up or a comment, and I think I'm responding correctly to what the question was. But basically, what happens if you're going to be out? If you can, tell us in advance. So if you have a military obligation, if you have a family obligation, if there's a family emergency, if you're going to have surgery, if you become ill, try to tell us as soon as possible. There are certain things we know you're going to know ahead of time. You're going to be in the field for 2 weeks. Let us know. Okay. And then each individual instructor will tell you how they want you to handle it. Some of them might say, go ahead and work ahead. Or some of them might say, thank you for letting me know. Get to it when you get back. So be sure to ask each one. And just because I said, do it when you get back, doesn't mean Dean Starkey, as your instructor, would say, do it when you get back. She might say, have it turned in before you leave because you knew about this ahead of time. So every instructor needs to be contacted if there is any type of issue. And let me go ahead and also say, because I know that Dr. Wager would say, and also note that every instructor is different in how they utilize Blackboard too. So some of them are going to want you to communicate only in messages, some of them only in emails, some of them both. So make sure to pay attention to what those are. Did I answer all the questions?
Well, no, let's start with this one here real
No.
quick. If my class is online, will there be a link to click for the class like a Zoom?
Oh, can I share my screen again to show
Yes,
that?
please.
Because I missed that. I'm sorry.
Well, no,
Because
she
that
just
actually has
showed
changed.
it.
I mean, I meant to show it because it's new. It's in every class now. So on the left-hand side, there's this class collaborate join session. If your instructor is has the component to where you do have to meet, this is most likely the way that they're going to do it. Most of us are utilizing this now instead of anything else because it stays in the course. Again, check with your instructor to ensure that, but this is going to be here for all of your classes. It's just a matter of whether your instructor is utilizing it based on the type of course it is. Other instructors might utilize it to meet with you. So, like having a Teams meeting or a WebEx or a phone call. Instead, we just do it inside of Blackboard and just say, hey, meet me at this time. And then that's how you would meet them in the class. Good question.
Let's see. I know that okay, so you talked about the best channel. That's good. Is Blackboard the only place to find course syllabi?
Yes and no. So there's a standard course syllabus that you can find online and the CTC website. However, each instructor has the academic freedom to update that as they need to. So things will be different in individual classes. The books should be the same. There might be special items that some instructors ask you to get, like some type of workbook that's added that's different from another one, but the general setup of the course is the same. So like if there's 4 exams, 2 discussion boards, and a case study, that will carry over. But for your individual instructor, yes, it's going to vary.
Okay. Where do I go find my books that I need for my classes?
So we do have
I have a
bookstore.
PowerPoint for that, so I'm going to
Oh,
show
okay.
you that. I think I do. I could be wrong, but let me see if I'm wrong.
Okay. Well, while you're looking for that, let me answer the next question about books. So if you rent a book from the publisher, basically what they're giving you is access to it for a certain amount of time. So you might rent it for a 4-month period. Some do a 6-month period. Some do a year. Each publisher is a little bit different. So you'll have to look into that. The one in the business department that most of us use, we either use McGraw-Hill or Flat World, for example. And you click on the link in the course, you pay your $25 or $50 depending on what book you have, and then it automatically gives you your access. But if you need to purchase it from the bookstore, like Marcella is going to show you, there's going to be a code that they will give you that when you go to class, you'll be able to enter your code for your virtual book.
So, this is the first one at the top that just shows you the materials and listings that basically are required, but it's more on the end of the entire college, not necessarily the bookstore. Our CTC bookstore is this second bullet, and that's where you can find the actual materials. For people that are not in Texas, then you can also purchase it from the Barnes & Noble College location. And then we do have textbook lending and childcare assistance. In that one, you have to be in a CTE program, which is a career and technical education program. We'll discuss that a little bit more, but you can also potentially get assistance for textbook lending from them. So these are the links. This is one of those slide guides. Remember I mentioned take a pic? This is it. Take a pick.
I didn't
let's see.
finish part of that question.
Go ahead.
So if you're renting a book, you lose access. So after 4 months, you just can't access it anymore. That's how that works. And then we do have an online library with all kinds of amazing databases. And our librarians, are they going to be on this at all? I don't want to take
They
away from
are.
there.
Ladies,
Okay,
Well,
I won't.
they are.
No, they're not. But they have a video that they're going to have for us. But they're amazing.
Yes, you can do one-on-ones with them. They have recordings of how to use citations in all the formats. So if you get into my class and you see that I want an MLA citation and Works Cited and you go, huh? All you have to do is go to the library website for a tutorial, which I link in my class, and it's 2 minutes and 36 seconds, I think, to show you how to do it. It's great.
And they really like to help people. Like they want people to go in
Yes.
there and just talk to you. They'll talk to you and show you. I once had to do a citation on a YouTube video. I didn't even know that was a thing. And they were able to get it for me and
Yes.
they helped me out. So that was great.
We do have some of our books do also come in the hard copy. I can't speak for all departments. It is going to be more expensive. So you do have that ability to purchase that. It's just a higher price. What is the this is us humans. What is the best channel of communication that the faculty checks most often?
It depends.
It depends. Yeah, it depends. So I can't say most because each of them prefer a different mode. So in your syllabus, it's going to tell you the preferred method of communication for your faculty member.
You guys have good Christians. This has been really good so far. I like it.
Yes.
Hey, but can I say what I've heard from a lot of faculty, and Dr. Reese, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that if you do use email, we prefer that you use our Eagle Mail system. And if you do use a
Yes.
different one, make sure you do your first and last name and your ID number.
Thank you.
But they
And the course.
prefer that you, that because a lot of times if you just send something and you just say, hey, Joe, sign Joe, they teach a lot of classes and that it's very hard for them. So honestly, the preference is if you are going to do email, please go through the Eagle Mail system. But
Yes, thank you. And on top of that, our email is our not email. I can't think of the right word right now. I'm sorry, but the spam that is very strict. The way that it catches a lot of those things and it throws
Firewall.
everything in a junk that it doesn't like. Firewall, thank you. It does not like those crazy email addresses or ones that sound, not quite
Right.
professional. So it will not deliver those to us, and then I'll get an email like a year later, 6 months later, saying, "Hey, this instructor never replied to me." And I'm like, "Well, show me what you sent them." And sometimes, most often than not, we can try and find it in their junk folder. But so yes, use your CTC email or your message in class or whichever they prefer. And then I'll also say too, I'll be Dr. Crucieli also.
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. So I don't have the fancy slide like she does, but time management is so very important. And every time that she says this is something I actually do almost every single thing that she says. So find a way that works for you. Have a schedule. On your schedule, make sure that you have everything. Time for yourself, time for your kids, time to cook dinner, time to go to class, right? And block off those times that you are supposed to be studying. Block off the times that you know that you have a research paper due in a few months. And each day you want to spend at least 30 minutes doing a little research to prepare for that so you're not overwhelmed in the end. So that not all of a sudden you think, where did the last 10 weeks go and my research paper is due tomorrow? So lay it all out and schedule those times in there. Schedule time to come see us. Schedule time to be in class. Ask your questions. Schedule time to read. A lot of the books also have, I don't know if y'all like the read aloud versions of the book, but I love that. I love getting on the treadmill and I like Siri reading to me. So please take advantage of those things as well. But schedule it all out long term for the whole semester. So what I used to do is I would buy a big desk calendar because I was teaching full time. I was a full time mama with a little kid. I was going through my doctorate program and writing my dissertation and life was insane. So I had this huge desk calendar that I prepared at the beginning of every semester for everything that I knew I had to do, to include time for me. And then as I got week to week, I didn't think about the whole big picture. I just looked week by week. What do I need to accomplish for this week to be successful for this semester? So I hope that helps you. If that's not your thing, if reminders is more your thing, do that on your phone. Do it however works best for you. But have some form of time management in place so that you don't have to constantly be worried about what's happening next. Have it set out for you so that you're able to then just go day by day.
It's very important, guys. This is just a life tip in general, but specifically for that, yes. Let's see.
There's a, where can I make a CTC student email? And so if you want to tell them, we're going to address that.
Yeah, you don't actually make it. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. It will be assigned to you, and I'll show you in a little bit how you can access it. Let's see. We have, let me see anything here, because I have some people on Facebook. They're asking great questions too, but they're more program specific. So this is awesome.
Okay.
Can we talk a little bit more also about what students should be really doing when they're ready to go to class? Like, because right now they're here new students, right? Once they get access to their Blackboard class or whatever it is that they're going to be doing, what should they really be looking at? What should they be doing as soon as they have access to that course?
Syllabus. Read your syllabus for each one of your classes and make sure that you have an understanding of, let's just say you've got 4 classes. You have an understanding of what those 4 classes are, meaning not just the subjects, but are they online? Are they in person? Wrap your head around that. Wrap your head around how your instructor wants you to contact them. Wrap your head around the assignments and how they are due and when they are due. So it's really just like you're going through orientation for the college right now. In that very first week, you need to orient yourself with the class. And that's the time that really you're setting yourself up for success for the next 8, 16, however many weeks you sign up for. And that's another thing too to really pay attention to is the fact that not all of our courses are 16 weeks in length. Some of them are only 8 weeks. Some of them are 10, 12, 3. They're all over the place. So make sure that you're signing up for and you know when those classes are going to start and end as well. So orientation in the class is really the biggest thing.
Would we be able to read the
Yes.
syllabus in those 3 days before classes begin? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And if something happens, please note that some of our instructors have not used the new Blackboard yet. So I've gotten to play around with it all summer. So I feel pretty comfortable, knock on wood, with it. And there's still things I'm learning each day. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I could do that. So note that will also be new, some of them that don't teach during the summertime. So they might thought that they have uploaded it, but you have to go through a couple of steps. So this first time that a lot of us have taught using Ultra, if your syllabus isn't there or if something is missing, it's okay to just reach out to your instructor. My biggest piece of advice would be in your approach to them. And one thing that we see a lot in business and industry, the businesses are telling us that, the texting lingo is moving into the business world, which we need to make sure to keep that more of a formal setting. So if you're reaching out to your instructor, just say, hey, Professor Reese, just wanted to reach out, introduce myself, and also ask where the syllabus is. But it should be in the area that I've told you, but just in case it's not, don't be afraid to reach out.
Yes. All right, so we have some questions here. Let me see. I know that we've had a few things going on. Okay. Let's see. How can I know an email comes straight from CTC and it's real?
Well,
So
I don't know. All of ours are like our first name dot last name at ctcd.edu.
Sometimes it could also be the first initial last name at ctcd.edu. Those are the 2 ways, but they all end at ctcd.edu.
Yeah. And they also sometimes you'll see numbers in it.
Yeah. I'll put this out there because, we all battle it, with different things, and people are really good at cloning stuff. If you're not sure, ask. Call up and ask us, if did you get something that was real, or if you've been communicating with somebody that you met and you know that they are real, then say, hey, I got this email and I'm not sure. If it looks suspicious, follow the same rules you would follow for anything else, because we're not immune to stuff either.
That's right.
Uh, uh, how do I learn to become a student? I'm nervous. Oh, wait a minute. Charlotte.
Oh, it's Cece.
I'm sorry, Cece.
Is there like, I heard coaches, what is that?
We'll talk about that in a minute. We're coming.
I'm excited. I want to know.
I know you are. Okay. So let's see. Where are we in our agenda? Is that part of my, what, are we there yet? No. We still have a little bit more. Yeah, we have 2 minutes. All right. So we are,
I was just looking through the questions. I don't think there are any other ones.
I don't see any other ones. Yeah, I'm trying to go because, like I said, I have a very active Facebook tonight. I love it.
That's great. That's really good.
Because we are streaming this live. For those of you that don't know, we're
Right.
streaming this live through Facebook, Twitch, Discord, as well as you can, we will have the recording of this later in the CTC YouTube page. And let me see. Y'all are making me like go back and forth more than I usually do. And I think it's CTC for me, but let me make sure. It is, let's see, where is this? Yeah, CTC for me is the channel. But if you type in Central Texas College, you will completely see it. I know somebody asked this, here it is. Oh, somebody put it in there already, like tons of people. Okay, so that's another way, because I know we got some stuff going on. Okay,
Good question, Debbie. So Blackboard's only going to show the courses that you are enrolled in. And you won't have access until 3 days prior. Yeah, good question.
Yeah, that would be a lot of classes if it was everything. Ooh.
Calvin just has a lot because I put him in a bunch of classes.
That's an eager beaver. That's a lifelong learner right there.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Dr. Reese, because without you, this would be way harder. We are going to take a moment and we're going to go over some slides. So everybody, here's going to be some of those moments. Remember, we talked about those moments where you can actually take a pic, see what's going on, and actually screenshot, because these are some of the important slides we're going to be discussing in a minute. Okay, so this is the first one. This is one of those, even if you don't remember anything else, I need to get a hold of somebody. I don't know what to do. Oh my God, bam. Here you go. Here's the slide. See? So these are 2 really good emails right here that you can use so that we can make sure that you can get a hold of somebody and that you will get a response. Okay. We looked at the book one. Whoop. Eagle Mail. We were talking about Eagle Mail before. This is how you get the email. It will be assigned to you within 3 business days after your class registration date. Once you have that, then you're going to be able to access your Eagle Mail. You can just go to the main website and there's a place there where it says that you can access your mail, your student email. And then if the first time you do that, you might actually need to get some assistance logging in. That's okay. It has instructions in there as to what it is that you need to do to be able to access the Eagle Mail once you have it. and our IT department can definitely guide you through it if you have any questions. The emails for students usually are first initial, last name, and then at stu@ctcd.edu. If we already have that, there is a possibility that configuration in place. So if there's like a J Smith already in there and your name is John Smith, then you'll probably be J Smith 2 or 5 or 50 or whatever it may be. So it's just going to depend on how many we have in our system. Usually there's a sequential order. Student ID, for those of you that are here
Hey,
in,
Sally, I'm so sorry to
Go ahead.
interrupt you. Can you go back to the Eagle Mail page?
oh, wait, sorry.
I
got a
just
little
think
happy.
if you can update your slide for the next one, but students, just want you to know, if you've enrolled in classes, you get your Eagle Mail within 24 to 48 hours after course enrollment. You may already have it if you're enrolled. It's no longer within the registration start date. So it's tied to your enrollment in the class. I'm so sorry, but just in case you are getting communications or think you should be getting communications from CTC, if you've enrolled, say in the last week, it's already been changed. Or if you enrolled a month ago, your primary Eagle Mail is now, or your Eagle Mail is your primary student email account. Now, I'm so sorry, Mariceli.
Wait, so what's the difference between registration and enrollment?
So when you're enrolled in classes, when you hit register on your self-service and your class turns green, you're enrolled at that
Okay.
in a class. At that point, there's a report that's run and IT will send out an email to you letting you know this email information within 24 to 48 hours.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Sorry.
No, teamwork. Okay, student ID, for those of you that are in Texas and the nearby area, you actually do get to you are able to get a student ID. And you can use this if you're coming, for example, to purchase a book and you need to use your financial aid to pay for it, you need it. If you want to use our facilities, some of them, for example, like our tutoring up in the academic studio, if you want to use the student lounge, gym, or some of those other services, you might need to provide your student ID. And to get that, you can actually get it in building 209, which is the enrollment center. And make sure that you bring your registration, show that you basically have enrolled already in the classes and that you have some sort of valid ID. And then we'll go ahead and get you that student ID. The next thing we're going to look at is parking permits. Now we'll go over this a little bit more once our our police officer actually talks to everybody about safety and security. But really quickly, again, this is one of those you could take a quick pick. If you are taking classes here in our central campus, you need to get a parking permit that you can get in building 211, which is right behind the enrollment center building. And you're going to need to bring your vehicle registration, CTC ID, and valid driver's license. Even if the vehicle is not registered to you, if that's the one that you're going to be using to come to campus, please go ahead and register it. So that way, if something were to happen and we would need to identify the owner of this vehicle, we can do so. Make sure that you're not parking in places. You can park almost anywhere on campus except those places that say reserved, official use only, and adjunct faculty only, or of course if they're handicapped and you do not have a handicap sticker or placard. Texting. So we actually like to send a lot of information out to our students, and we do that through texting. If for some reason you want to make sure that you get our information, this is the main number that you're going to be texted through. Please take a moment, look at it, and go ahead and add it to your phone contacts so that it's not just like spam. We want to make sure that we're getting you are able to get information about deadlines, events, and important things that are happening on campus. Lynn, would I still, with me PCSing November 10th, would I still be able to finish my semester? You really need to talk to your to either an advisor, a coach, and or your faculty if you're already in classes. Okay, now I didn't put, oh, I forgot to take that PowerPoint out, but this is the time, Cece. Cece, are you ready to get your answers? Yes, yes. We are
Yes,
going to,
yes, yes.
okay. All right, Cece. I want to just take a moment and welcome. This is the very first time we have the student success coaches in a new student orientation. This is a brand new program, guys, and they're going to tell you all about it. And so I want to make sure, can you guys introduce yourselves so that, wait, let me stop sharing. Well, no, we need the PowerPoint. Sorry. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
Yes, absolutely. Hello, good evening, CTC Eagles, and welcome. We are here to introduce this brand new program that is going to help you, the students, to connect with all the important resources around campus and make your very first college friends. Yay! So I am Charlotte Wesley, and I am a success coach. On this video, we should also have Christopher White and Jessica Gonzalez. Guys, are you guys there? Can you say hello?
Hello, everybody. So happy to be here with you.
Awesome. Jessica, are you there?
I know she's here, but I think she was having some
There we are.
issues.
Oh, there she is.
Hi,
Yay.
can you hear me? Yes. Hi, students. Good evening. My name is Student Success Coach. I'm so happy to be here and meet all of you this evening.
Yeah, so we are excited to have you guys, and you're going to see the three of us around campus where you, the students, are. That's where we're going to be also. We're going to be getting in there and participating with the things that you're going to be participating in. But we also want you to come and see us. So give us a few moments of your time so that we can share some very important information to you. So we want to talk about what are the success coaches. So you, the first time in college students, you are automatically enrolled into our program. So we're called the SOAR Success Coaches. So SOAR, like Eagle Soar, SOAR. And so SOAR stands for Success, Orientation, Access, and Retention. All that means is that we're here to see you through from the beginning all the way to the end. So we want to help you go semester by semester by semester so that you can get out of here and move on to your next chapter in life, okay? So how are we going to do that? What is the success coaching? What are our goals? So the success coaching, it's a personalized support aimed at helping our students navigate their academic and personal challenges. So we're here to talk to you about your classes, your degree plans, how do you navigate through these classes? How do you read your syllabus? How do you schedule and make time to be a student and your personal life and your work life? How does all of that come together? Well, we're here to help you do just that. And we're also here to enhance your student engagement, retention, and achievement. So that retention piece, moving from semester to semester. So you're enrolled, you registered for your classes for the first semester. What does next semester look like? As we get closer to the end of this fall semester, we're going to be reaching out to you through a Blackboard course, and we're going to talk to you about that in just a second. But we're going to start reaching out to you to make sure that you're ready to register and move to the next semester, to make sure you know the classes to register for. You've got your financial aid questions answered, any VA students to help you navigate that piece, apply for scholarships. All that is involved with moving from semester to semester, you have your very own personal coach. So your coach would either be myself, Charlotte, Christopher, or Jessica. So our program goals as we move through the semester are to improve your academic performance. So we're going to also ever wonder, how do I have a conversation with my instructor? Okay, so I've missed 5 days of class. How do I have this conversation with my professor? Or you just have just questions in general and you're just not sure how to navigate those questions or to find resources where that. I'm sorry, I think I had a glitch there for a second. We also foster a supportive community and address any barriers that the students may have. So there is no silly question. Please bring all of your burning questions to us so that we can help find an answer for you. Okay, personal development. We also,
I got a little happy. Sorry.
right? So we're here for your personal development as well. So as you embark on this educational journey, we want to offer career planning to you. So how do you get set up with a resume? Do you even have a resume? Well, we have access to career services that can assist you with that. So we like to say we're located in the Success Hallway in building 215, the same building that houses financial aid and veteran services. So we have a Success Hallway where we have the success coaches, disability support, and career services. So everything that you need is going to be right there in one building. Okay. So next we're going to talk about what we do offer as success coaches. So we offer one-on-one counseling. So it's not like you're going to come and you have to be worried about everyone listening to what you're saying. You, like I said, you have your very own coach. And so you'll schedule appointments with us and we'll sit down with you one-on-one to talk about what your cares and concerns are. Okay. You're getting happy clicking over
I'm
there.
sorry.
No worries. So throughout the semester, you're going to see signs or you'll receive messages about workshops and seminars. So when you see the signs, if we say, hey, we're hosting a workshop in the library, please come on out. We're going to reach you. We'll find you if you're in the cafe or if you're in Marcelli's area in student life. We're going to come over and grab you so that you can come over to join in on our workshop. We are a hub for resource referrals, both campus-wide and throughout the community. And we're also going to do regular check-ins and goal-setting reviews. So we're going to help you set some education goals. Hey, I have a goal that my first semester, I'm going to make all A's in my classes. Well, if that's a goal for you, then let us help you reach that goal. Okay, so next we want to hear from the coaches about one tip. If we had to share one tip with our students, what would that one success tip be?
Hello, everybody. My name is Christopher White. I'm happy to be here with you. And as Mr. Wesley said, we're here to support you in being successful, reach your goals, dream big, everyone. One success tip, what I would recommend is, finding a way to be organized. Whatever that is for you, being organized is going to help you save so much time and energy and relieve a lot of anxiety and stress. So being organized is really very important. And that is different for everyone. My organization style is different from yours. So we find what's best for you and stick with that. And you might have to adjust if it's not working out the organization style that you choose to begin with. You can find a different style that helps you being organized. But the main thing is being organized. Again, it will save you a lot of time, stress, and anxiety. Ease a lot of anxieties being organized. As we mentioned earlier, as you saw with Dr. Reese's, uh, 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 her
Presentation.
I'm sorry. Yes, her presentation. Thank you, Ms. Maricelli. During Dr. Reese's presentation, you saw she introduced Blackboard to you, and we will be having a course in Blackboard. But don't be afraid; it's not going to be worth. It won't be any grades in there. It won't be worth any credit either. But it'll be a way for you to connect with other students around campus. We'll have pretty much a one-stop shop for all your resources that you will need. You'll be able to locate it. We had questions about books. You'll have information about books in there, financial aid, different time management skills, how to study. It's pretty much a way that you can get connected with other students. There'll be discussion boards and notifications. We might be able to even create some groups, but yeah, there's going to be one way that you can uh, be connected, build support groups within your own either programs, or if you're in business, you might start a business study group or something to that effect. But our course is going to be called SOAR 1000, and it will be located in the same place that you will see like your English course or your math course. It'll be right there for you. But again, it'll be starting around August 14th, 15th, the course will be going live. You'll be able to see that course. And again, it's not a course for grades. There won't be any grades or credits, so don't be afraid. Thinking I won't have 6 courses or 5 courses. No, this will be a course there just built totally for resource purposes, for support, and a way to interact with us, the coaches, and with your fellow students. Next, I would like to pass it over to Ms. Jessica, and she'll go into her study or her favorite tip for you.
Thank you, Chris. It's such a pleasure to be here. I am so fortunate to work with the student success coaches, Christopher White and Charlotte Wesley, and I was ecstatic to learn that CTC is implementing success coaches, but more importantly is to help with additional aid for you in your class to be successful, is that we are offering a Blackboard course. But I would have to say that before we go any further, Marisali, I will need to be able to share my
You
screen, so
can.
I hope
Go
that's
ahead.
okay.
Yes, go ahead, please.
If I had to, thank you. If I had to share one success tip, it would be, believe it or not, it's fairly easy. It's go to class. Believe it or not, it's just go to class along with Dr. Reese. You know, as an academic myself, reading your says it truly is, but going to class too. And we do understand life happens. We understand that you may not be able to go to class all the time, and you know, we don't want to hear that, because we do want to see you, and we do want to see you in class. It's important that you attend as much as you can, whether you are in person, whether you are on.
Oh, she's
Success coaches
getting.
come in. Can you hear me?
You were
Yes.
just kind of glitching for a moment.
Okay. Can you hear me now, or are
Yes,
we good?
we're
Yeah,
good now.
you're good.
Okay. Okay, good. All righty. So what I'm going to do is, as Chris mentioned, one of the neatest things that I absolutely love about what I am doing in this department with our amazing team is that we created a Blackboard course called SOAR. And this course truly is, it is like a one-stop shop. It is as if you were going on the CTC website. How do I get my books? How do I get my ID card? What about my parking permit? What about food pantry? What about resources outside of the campus? So that's where this course comes in, and the design of this course. When I sat down with my colleagues, Chris and Charlotte, when I sat down with them as we were building this course, we truly looked at this from your perspective. What is it that you need, and what is it that you need to know? And as Chris mentioned, on August 14th, this class goes live. And I can tell you that Chris, I, and Charlotte have been living and breathing this course. We are very proud to offer this to you. We are so excited. It was so much fun. It really, really was. I was truly in my happy place. And on August 14th, you're going to have access to this course. As soon as you gain access, one of our staff members, Miss Morgan Poe, she is going to be sending you a welcome email for this course. And again, I want to reiterate, like Chris said, this course is not for academic credit, and you will not have any grades per se. This is truly a resource. It is a one-stop shop. But what I'd like to go over today is, as soon as you have access to your course, you're going to get your welcome email. It's explanatory, but again, we are here to help you. If you're not sure, you just have to pick up the phone, call us. We can probably walk you through it, verbally. But once you get access to your course, and it also explains, how to get into Blackboard, just as Dr. Reese explained it as well, very informative. There is going to be a section that says start here. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And let me know if you can. And let's see.
So while she's trying to
So
do that, I
learners
do
and
have.
staff and faculty.
Oh. There you are.
Are you
I
able
see
to
it.
see it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Perfect. Perfect. I'm so happy you can see this course. So as Chris mentioned, and Dr. Reese, once you log in and you go to your courses, again, you will see, now mind you, this is the screen that I'm looking at for what I have access to as a staff member. But when you log in, you are going to be in one of three courses. We are dividing our population. You will be in the course with Ms. West. You will either be in the course with Mr. Christopher White, or you will be in a course with me, Jessica Gonzalez. So I'm going to pick the master because that's what I've been working on right now. So when you're in the actual course itself, and I thought about this as I sat down a few days ago, and literally I had an epiphany, because when you get logged in, oftentimes you don't always know where to start. So as soon as you have access to your course, it looks very similar to some of the other online courses you will see in Blackboard. And like Dr. Reese said, no two courses look the same. But to help you navigate, what is SOAR? Why are we implementing SOAR? What is it that we're going to do to help you? What I'd like you to do after you read your welcome email, the first thing I'd like you to do is, once you log in and you access course content, and you will see here, there is a tab. Up here, there's a purple underline underneath it. We are under content. Navigate down and you will see start here. You're going to click on it. It's going to let me do it today, sometime today. Here we go. May take a minute to load. I appreciate your patience. So this is going to help you navigate within the course itself. And again, you're going to see a lot of the same screens, especially if you're taking online courses. And I wanted you to have an idea, well, how do I start? I'm looking at all these folders. I see documents. I do not know where to begin. So you will find a start here. It's going to explain the left side of your navigation bar, what you will see in various tabs to the left. And I did not go over all of them. I injected the ones that I thought you needed the most. And each one will tell you what that tab is for. Now, as you navigate within the course, right now we're in content, I explain calendar, announcements, discussions, gradebook, messages, analytics, and groups, because I want you to know, well, I see all these tabs, what do I do with them? And I have screenshots of what you will see in every single tab, including what you need to be reading. You're going to have a little task and what folder is going to come next. And just to let you know, the order of the content that you see here is also the order in which you see it actually in Blackboard. So when you start here, I'd like you to start at the top, take your time reading. You can bounce back and document and between Blackboard and what it actually looks like. So you will start at the top, take a look at every tab, content, calendar, announcements, discussions, gradebook, messages, analytics, and group. And this is step by step. Take your time. If you're not sure, please reach out to myself, Charlotte, or Chris. We are here to help you. We have starting the semester strong, campus resources. This folder, Chris and I about pulled out our hair, but I can tell you this folder has about every resource that you would need to find on the CTC website. So think of this as a one-stop shop. If you're not sure, well, how do I get to financial aid, or where is Veterans Affairs, or, can I join a student organization group, and where is food pantry? We have all of those links here. We also have videos and how-to handouts, how to log in to the various application programs you will need at CTC. And as Chris mentioned, we have study tips, calendar, and I know Chris and Charlotte mentioned all these events that we will be part of during the fall semester. We're going to meet you where you are and have all these amazing events. As we learn about events on campus, when you click on calendar, it's going to actually show you a month calendar, and you will get to see those events for that month. It'll give you location, time, day, building, and what the event is. I strongly suggest that you look at the calendar on a weekly basis, because this is a way that you get to start meeting students, you get to start visiting other departments on campus, and most importantly, you're going to be able to socialize within the CTC community and start learning who we are, and start making friends. And that's, that's part of why we're here. Next tab is your announcements. As Dr. Reese said, these announcements are critical, and these announcements are going to come from the coaches, and we will engage you with announcements of any upcoming events, workshops, any unexpected events, highlights of the upcoming, highlights that are coming up maybe the upcoming week, and any helpful hints. So we will be putting announcements, each coach will be putting announcements in their particular Blackboard course, but we are trying to keep this succinct between the three of us. And again, if you know of an announcement, you don't see it because maybe we haven't heard of it yet, please let us know. We want everyone to have access to all of the events that we are doing on campus. Chris did mention the discussion tab. For our purposes, typically in your online classes, discussion is used to, again, it is to create that community of learners and to enhance your dialogue. And we want the same within coaching. We want to discover some truths. Do you have questions? Do we need to problem solve together? Are we helping you develop, your critical thinking? And at times we'll post discussion boards. And if you have a suggestion for a discussion, let us know. But we want you to, as some of you, many of you here, your first time semester, some of you have online classes. We want you to become familiar with the learning management system, which is called Blackboard, because if you are comfortable doing it in SOAR, which is not academic, not grade, no college credits per se, but if you become comfortable in here, and the more you navigate here, the easier it will become as you take your online courses, because you're so familiar with Blackboard already. So once again, once a week, at least go to class, log on online, your discussion board. Gradebook will not be used during this course. Messages. We can email you. You can email us. And if it's not mistaken, you can email each other. But in yellow, I do have a word of caution. If you receive an email, be careful that you select reply as opposed to reply all, unless it's your intent. Because if you do hit reply all, it is going to be seen by everybody. So just a word of caution there.
1 minute.
Our next tab that you will see, thank you. The next tab you'll see is analytics. We won't be using that, and groups. And as Chris said, we hope to use groups in the future. We'll group VA students, we'll group English 1301 students. And as we begin this process as coaches, we are excited and we hope that we'll be able to form groups. Now, once you complete your start here, please keep in mind, this course was designed with you in mind at CTC. We are here to help you. We want to celebrate your successes, but we also want to help you encounter, with any challenges you encounter. And that's where we come in. But by the same token, your course, for example, starting the semester strong, campus resources, if I can get this to come up today. I know I've got a minute. Oh, there it is. You will see the many resources app, ID, parking permit, self-service, bookstore, childcare, IT, financial aid, veterans, dining, how-to videos, student life, student handbook. We have put every link you could possibly imagine from the CTC website here. And this was a very thoughtful process. So we are so excited to be here, meet with you here in the SOAR course. And we look forward to meeting you where you are. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure, all of you.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
just one last thing. I'm sorry, one last thing. The class can last longer than 16 weeks. You can be in the class 16 weeks or longer, and all first time in college students are added to the course. So you won't be able to register yourself for the course. You will automatically put in the course if you're a first time in college student. And if you meet with us, that might be a way for also getting into the course.
Yeah. Oh, and I'd like to share my one tip. My one tip would be connection. So students, form your connection. So you've already formed your connection, and we're helping you form that first connection by adding you to this course. to the SOAR course. So like I said, we're your very first friends here on campus, and we're here to connect you to the resources that you need and to connect you to success. So have a great semester and hope to see you soon.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. I really do appreciate the
Bye,
great
everyone.
information you have shared. This is amazing. Thank you very much. So now we have, let's see. We are going to go ahead and talk to our financial aid. And I know that Karen is around here. Karen, are you here? Karen?
I'm here.
There she
I'm
is.
here. Yay.
Woo. Do you need the PowerPoint or are you going to wing it today?
Oh, you could put it up there. Why not?
Why not? Okay.
Do I have the floor?
Yes, it's yours.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 24-25 academic year. We're so excited to have you. I'm here tonight to talk about helping you ensure that you have all of your classes paid for and providing all kinds of financial assistance resources. My name is Karen Bentley. I am the director of the Financial Aid Office. And you can go ahead and move that forward. So this will apply to any of those that, whether they have applied for financial aid or they have not, and I'll get into details regarding that. We have all kinds of resources. We have several different types of grants, federal, state, and institutional grants. We offer a work study program that gives students an opportunity to work on campus and earn extra money. It is a great program. If you have never been in a earned position at a fast food place or in an office or anywhere else, this is a great opportunity for you to be able to work and learn. We do offer student loans, and we also award scholarships that are from the foundation office, as well as for anyone that provides them from outside sources. The first thing you want to do when you apply for financial aid is go to the studentaid.gov website. There you want to submit that FAFSA. The FAFSA is for the 2024-25 academic year. It is required that you use your 2022 tax information. As a dependent student, you would also want to use parent information. The FAFSA is all new this year, much different than it has been in the past many years. For instance, if you have submitted a FAFSA in the past, you would have had over 100 questions to answer, and now it's like, I think it's like 40 something questions. So it's very much been simplified. The resources and the help hints when you are completing each section of the FAFSA, the Department of Education has provided to make it simpler as possible. There is a FSA ID that you have to initiate first, because that is your lifelong signature. It also is what you will use to sign into the studentaid.gov website when you have to provide other types of personal information. For dependent students and parents who are contributing, that means that they are providing their tax information. A parent also has to create an FSA ID so that they can sign that FAFSA. What we want to ensure is that the information that is being provided, and I have seen very challenging at times, but we are here to help with you, whether you call us on the phone or email us, or you can come into the office on the main campus. All of our staff is well versed in helping complete this task. This FAFSA will open the door and give opportunity for additional funding resources. So it's very important. Even if you don't think that you may be eligible to apply, please apply. That's why it is called free application. And that is a very key word. There are websites that offer to help you submit that FAFSA at a cost. Always remember, when you are going to the studentaid.gov website, that is the free application where you are doing it yourself or with assistance from a friend, family, whomever has previous experience, or you're coming into our office. Just know the difference, that you do not have to pay to submit a FAFSA. So with the student, with all the information, and I think I already went all over this,
Okay.
after you have submitted the FAFSA, now I'll just brief you on what happens next. After you've submitted your FAFSA, 3 to 5 business days, we will import that information. Then we will reach out to you and let you know that you can sign into your Eagle self-service, which is another very important portal. That's your student portal that you will want to make sure that you do have access to, because all of your information as a student lives there. So when you log into the the Eagle self-service and navigate to financial aid, you'll have a checklist items. The very first checklist item is you need to provide what your housing will be. So your housing, there's 3 options. You are either living on campus, you are living off campus, or you're living with your parent. And then if there's any other items that are required, sometimes the Department of Education wants us to, the financial aid office, to review your tax information. Maybe we need to have proof of citizenship. Maybe you forgot to indicate that you graduated from high school, so we'll have to ask for that information. There's various additional information that we may need if the Department of Education flags your FAFSA to be reviewed. But your checklist items in self-service will indicate with a description of what you need to provide. Again, we are also available to help navigate through that and help guide you as far as what type of documentation that we may need from you. Once we have determined you have provided all the necessary information and we can complete your file, then several days later, we can then calculate an offer. What that means is that we are determining how much financial aid you would be eligible for based on the information that was provided in the FAFSA. So you could be awarded the Pell Grant, you could be awarded some state funding, some institutional funding, and then the last award type that we do offer are student loans. Here at CTC, with the lowest tuition rate I've been in this department for 15 years, and rarely do we see that students have to use loans. Now, if you're going to be moving on to a 4-year institution, you may need them there at that point. But here at CTC, with enough of the free money that is offered through our office, you should have ample to cover your classes and books. We also, scholarships are awarded, and of course, that's additional free money to have for you. I apologize. I didn't really look at this PowerPoint ahead of time, so I probably would have been better just winging it.
Do you want to just keep going?
Yeah, I'll keep going. So your eligibility is based on what is called your cost of attendance. Your cost of attendance is what makes up what we call a budget. That includes your tuition and any tuition, extra tuition costs that go with that. It includes your books, it includes transportation, and includes your housing. So all of that together is calculated, and then that's what determines how much we're going to be able to award you, along with what has been on the FAFSA. As a sidebar with your eligibility, oftentimes I see especially with dependent students, but it can also happen with independent students, is what happened with your income in 2022 can look very much different in 2024. The Department of Education has the prior year of asking for that tax information. Just know if your income for the current year, 2024, is much, much less than what you reported on the FAFSA or your parents, please reach out to us, because then we can reevaluate your circumstance as of the 2024 year, and we can help you so that we can maximize your financial aid. That's what we're here for. We are the experts. We want to help you make sure that we can offer you as much as possible. Moving on to the other types of awards, one of the state awards that we offer, there's some requirements. You have to be a Texas resident. You have to be in at least 6 credit hours. That's typically, a minimum of 2 classes. You do have to meet GPA requirements, and that's the basics for a state grant. For the college work study program, it's very similar. You have to be in at least 6 credit hours, and you have to be meeting a 2.0, and you do have required to have unmet need. That's all part of a calculation, that unmet need. I encourage you to go online to the college website and to our financial aid page, and I'm actually going to put that link in the chat so that you can submit the college work study application, and then we have a coordinator that will review it. And if you have, say you have an interested career plan, you're in child development, or you're interested in kinesiology, paralegal, whichever. We work with almost every department on this campus. So if you're on campus, then this is your opportunity that you may be able to go to work for the department that you're seeking your degree. This will also enhance your, it'll open up the door of learning more rather than just attending class.
Please apply. I need 2 student workers for this upcoming time. So I need quality individuals that are willing to, come and work for us at the student lounge. And so yeah. I'm definitely putting something out there.
Well, thank you, Mariceli. We love that marketing. That's awesome.
Yes.
We love to hear that. Fantastic.
We have we do have a question. I've done my FAFSA, but it's not showing in the Eagle self-service.
So that could just mean that it depends on when you have done it, and if we have your social security number on your record. There's several different reasons why we may not have it. Please reach out to our office and we will assist you. We can look up your record and we can give you a better explanation. Each student is different, each case is different, so we like to individualize it. But generally speaking, if you had just submitted it, then we wouldn't be getting it for 3 to 5 business days. If you had not provided your social when you applied for admissions to the college, then we are not able to import it because it links to your social security number. So those are just 2 basic reasons. If there's a possibility that there is something else, then again, by reaching out to any one of my team, we can also search the Department of Ed website and we can see if we can locate that application. Sometimes it even has to do with the student accidentally put another school code instead of CTC school code. So, and just know that our school code for submitting a FAFSA, and I put that in there as well, because that's the one you want to use when you're going to come and attend CTC.
Great. Karen, we're out
Yes.
of time. We need to
Oh.
give Jen a break. I know, but we still have questions. Can you
Okay.
just kind of address them in the chat, please?
Yes,
If you
yes.
still have any funny questions, because I see some pretty good ones.
Okay.
Please go ahead and ask them in the chat so that Karen can help answer them. Okay?
Thank you, everyone. We hope to see you soon. And as Jessica stated, go to class.
Yes, definitely. There's a lot more. We'll be doing some info sessions with financial aid throughout the semester. In a few weeks, we'll have another one. So we can definitely, all of you can join us at that time and ask a ton of questions that's specifically just for financial aid or contact them. All right, Jen, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, so I'm going to do something really, really quick, and that is that I want to share one power. This is a picture time, guys. Picture time, picture time. I am going to share very, very quickly. If I can figure, where is my stuff? I want to talk a little bit about scholarships. We are currently, if you want to get a scholarship from CTC, this is how you apply for scholarships. They open at different times during the year. Most of the time, they are only open January, end of December into February. But recently, in July, they were open. They just closed yesterday. But if you're interested in scholarships, you should always apply. They're always looking for people to go ahead and they want to give out free money. I don't know about you, but I need free money. I applied. So anyway, take a pic really, really quick. And then we're going to keep going with veteran services. I saw we had some questions. So do you need the slides, Jen?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So again, these are going to be things that you guys, if you qualify for veteran services, you should be taking pictures of these. So I'm going to answer that question really quick. When do we receive BAH? So that will be based on when you submit your VEC, and we'll go over that here in a minute, as well as when your classes start. It's generally about 30 days from when your classes start. So the VA pays BAH, and it's actually called MAH or MHA, monthly housing allowance. They pay that kind of how they do when you're in the military active duty. It's paid at the end of the month for the previous month. So with that in mind, let's get started. I'm just going to talk really quickly today. There's just a few things. So there's numerous different chapters of VA benefits, and depending on your situation will depend on what you qualify for. If you don't know what you qualify for, it doesn't hurt to apply. Just kind of like the FAFSA, you can go on to va.gov, find the education benefits tab, and apply through there. When you're in there, it'll ask you some questions. It'll have you set up an account that you can log into the VA website with. So make sure you have like your ID, possibly your social security card. It asks for a few different things that you'll need to verify you are who you are. So this is one to take a screenshot of the different chapters. Again, it will all depend on your situation. And Maricela, you can go ahead and forward to the next one. Okay, so this just gives you the information on how to apply for your benefits. You're going to go to va.gov, find the VA benefits and healthcare tab, click on the education and training, and then you're going to go down partway on the page and go to how to apply. When that opens, it's going to have you go through a few different things. There's going to be a blue box you'll click on. It can take up to 30 days. So depending on when your classes are starting, if you have not applied for benefits yet, I suggest doing that today at the end of this meeting so that you have a better chance of getting your certificate of eligibility or getting it processed sooner rather than later. So if you have applied for your benefits, you have your certificate of eligibility, then we will talk about the VEC here in a second. Next slide, please. Perfect. So a VEC, that's a Veterans Enrollment Certificate. It's a form that you fill out through eTrieve. If you've never used eTrieve before, when you very first go on there, you will need to contact the, oh my goodness, IT department for them to activate your account. So the way that you get to eTrieve is through the oh my goodness, the website, the ctcd.edu. Under students, it says student e-forms. So that's how you'll get there. And so that's how you're going to navigate through a lot of the forms that you have to use for the school in general, but that's where you'll find the VEC for us. So the thing that's important about VECs is that is what triggers us to let the VA know that you're utilizing your benefits. So you need to fill that out as soon as possible. I always encourage students that as soon as you are registered for your classes, put that VEC in. With us coming up here on this fall start date, we're getting a lot of VECs right now. So in order to make sure that we process it quickly before your classes start, it's crucial that we get it turned in as soon as possible. If you've already applied for your benefits, you know what benefits you have, again, and you're registered for your classes, do that after we're done with this orientation. If you drop or withdraw from a class, you do need to let us know. That way we can correct your benefit information through the VA, because if we don't correct that, they may continue to pay you, and then you will owe that back to the VA. So in order to let us know, you can send us an email, and I will put that information in the chat on the side as well. But if you are switching classes out, when you put a new VEC in, you can also put it in the notes section or the comments section on the VEC, just letting us know I dropped this class, but I picked these classes up. So you can do that as well. Next slide.
Ah.
Oh.
Am I missing
So there's our
something?
contact. Well, you're going to go to James's slide next, and I will talk a little bit about that. I had sent an email with edits, but that's fine. We'll kind of browse through it in a second. Take a picture of that. I'm also going to include that information in the chat. So go ahead and advance to the next one. So it is old. It
Gosh.
is an older one. So we don't have Cynthia Oswald anymore. We have Mr. Morgan, and then we have Mr. Davis. They are our two VA representatives, and they are in our building as well. We're located in building 215 on the second floor. When you come in, just make sure that you're signing in at our kiosk so that we can make sure that we get you to the correct person. Mr. Morgan and Mr. Davis are our VRNE counselors. So what they do is they help students who have transitioned out of the military and have disability. And they help with not just school, they help with other resources for those students, but they're also can sit down with you and kind of map out what would be best, what's going to not affect your VA rating and everything as far as what your career path choice is. And like I said, they've got a lot of other resources too, not just for school, for medical, dental, all sorts of things. They've got great resources. So I will include some information down here, and that is all that I have. I will go through and see what questions we might have and see what I can do to answer.
All right. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you, Mariceli.
Yes. Thank you, Jen. I really do appreciate it. I don't see, let me look over here real quick. Make sure we don't have any like burning questions that I'm not looking at. Nope, nothing over here. Cool. Really appreciate the time here and that you are here, because it's always a lot of great information that we get from you. So thank you. I believe
Absolutely. Get those
it-
VECs in tonight.
yes, definitely. I think that if nothing else, you'd remember it's that VEC. I know that it's like
Yes.
that has to be in. We got to get this done. So I am. If you have any questions, let's see. So to submit a VEC, I definitely need to wait for my letter in the mail from the VA, or can I do it before?
So if you contact and they have processed your, they've processed everything and they say that you are good to go, then you can go ahead and submit it. We can verify it through them. But if you call them and it's still processing, until it's finished processing, we can't do anything. But if you call them, sometimes students can call 2 weeks later, or even a week later, and they've processed it. It just depends on what their backlog looks like. So I always encourage students to check in a week after, and then 2 weeks, every week or so, until you either get we've processed it, or the letter in the mail. But as long as they've processed it, we can see it either on their website, or we can call them and get that information. So you don't necessarily have to have that letter.
Okay, good. Thank you. Avery, I see you have your hand up. If you have a question, can you go ahead and put it in the chat? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Jen. If you have any other questions that are for the VA, if you could please go ahead and type them into the chat. We're going to keep on going, but that doesn't mean that we can't help you. It just means we're going to kind of move on. Right now, it's time for the academic advising and Eagle self-service. And I believe Miss Eva Hutchins is here. She is, I hear her. She is the Associate Dean of Enrollment Services. Did I say that
Yes,
right? Yes.
you did.
Thank you. Woo.
Thank you.
And so she is going to talk a little bit about, you have questions about, we have people about TSI and all that for you already. So can you
Oh,
kind
wow.
of, it started. So you want to register for classes and you want to know what to do and all that stuff, that this is the person you need to hear from. So take it away.
Okay. I see I've got 15 minutes. I'm going to try to fit in some stuff. Okay, y'all? Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. First of all, I'm just going to talk, then I'm going to share my screen. So who is academic advising? Who are we? What do we do? So we're part of these wraparound services that we've been talking about this whole time. You know, you've got your coaches, you've got your faculty, you've got all sorts of support over in Dean Starkey's area for student success and persistence. And we're definitely a key part of that. So we want to get to know you. We want to learn more about you and what we can do to help. You may have already met with us. You may not have met with us yet. That's okay. We'll be fine. We want to help you get started for fall if that's your goal. So, you know, if you're here locally, you can reach out in person. You can call, email, regardless. So I'm going to get some information later on in my session put into the chat with all those different ways you can reach advising. But I just want to go over some of the things you might hear from your advisor. We're going to be talking to you about things like your degree plan. We're going to be talking to you about what type of funding you're using. We're curious. We want to know. It helps us help you pick out classes. There are certain rules with funding that, you know, you might have heard earlier. And when we know that, we can help you make sure you pick out the right things. Biggest thing we're going to do is be talking to you about TSI. So what is TSI and have you done it yet? So TSI stands for Texas Success Initiative. It's a fancy term for saying that the state of Texas wants to make sure students are ready for college. So they look at you in 3 basic areas: reading, writing, and math. Only certain programs require it. So your program may be what we call waived from taking TSI. If that's the case, awesome. If your program is not waived, then you will have to meet it. You'll either have to meet it by taking an assessment or bringing in something. Maybe you attended another college and you already have coursework. We might be able to review that. Maybe you took the SAT while you were in high school, those scores might satisfy your TSI. There's a lot of different things you might have for TSI. So it's a conversation. It's never something that is like a set answer for a group of people. So it's definitely an individualized thing, and we want to get to know you on an individualized level. So it just kind of goes hand in hand with that. If you haven't taken the TSI and you are on an associate or level 2 certificate program, you will have to complete that review prior to enrollment. So we're prior to taking classes. If you're not sure and you need to reach out to us, again, we'll be putting all of my contact information in later. And so just to go over that, there's a lot to it. So it's not something, again, that we can make a blanket statement like, hey, you've reached it because of this. It's very individualized. If you've taken a TSI assessment, and while I don't like to call it a test, I know people refer to it as that, the TSI assessment is looking at you in reading, writing, and math. If for some reason the scores aren't showing college readiness, like saying you're ready to take a college level course in those areas, we're going to refer you into what we call developmental support classes. You might hear them as remedial, you might hear developmental, you might hear support. It all means the same thing. All it means is that you need a little bit of extra support in those courses. We're going to make sure you get that. And we're going to require you to enroll in that your first semester if it is needed. So your test scores, if you end up testing, will determine if you need those classes or not. Again, not a blanket kind of situation, very individualized per student. Some students might need 2 developmental, some might only need 1. So it's very individualized. Where can you take the TSI assessment if you need it? First, make sure you need it. Make sure you've had a conversation. It is a cost to the test. We don't want you to take it and pay for it if you don't need it. It can be taken on the CTC Central campus. Our testing office is located in the same building as Financial Aid and Veteran Services, building 215. They are typically appointment only, but they are offering the next 2 Saturdays as walk-in testing. There's more information about that on their webpage. If you have access to Fort Cavazos, there is a CTC office on post, and their office is Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 4:30, walk-in TSI assessment testing. No appointment required for their office ever. So there's 2 locations here locally where you can take that. Testing is also available as a proctoring situation. If you're not able to come in person, or maybe you're not in the local area, you can have a virtual proctor through our testing office and they will take care of that for you. All of that information is online, but if you haven't talked to an advisor about TSI, please don't go schedule and pay for the test until you know if you need it. Okay. That's my tip. Don't take the TSI unless you know you need it. We will always be happy to review your account, ask you some questions prior to taking that. If you haven't talked to an advisor yet, then we may or may not have reviewed your file. We try to review all the files as they come in, but the closer it gets to registration and the more applications start coming in, we aren't always able to keep up with that. So make sure you reach out to us and we'll get that taken care of. I want to share my screen now if I can figure it out. WebEx has changed a lot. I actually like it a lot. But
Yeah.
the share button's still in the same spot. Cool. Let me just see. What do I want to share? I don't know. Optimize for text and images or optimize for motion and video? I'm going to do text and images.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh gosh.
All right.
So
While you're doing that, I don't know if she's still here, but shout out to Mariana. We miss you too.
is she here?
She was watching, so
Oh, we
just a
love you,
little shout
Mariana.
out.
All right. Thank you, Chris. I see Chris. He's a super success coach, and he just put in our contact information. Would you, if you can put in Eagles on Call as well, if anybody wants to put in their information. Okay, so this is our webpage. Here's my second useful tip. If you've been on our webpage, can you all see my browser?
Yes.
Okay. I'm hovering over student tools. Now, of course, see how it's letting me stay on there, but there's also this status bar scrolling over here. Sometimes you have to wait for that status bar to keep scrolling before it lets you scroll down. See how it's kind of a little jumpy sometimes? I wanted to take us over to eForms or eTrieve. You may have heard it. I'm going to sign out and sign me in. If you are a first-time user or a first-time applicant, you don't have to contact IT to start this account. You can click on Forgot Username or Password, put in the email that you used on your application for admission, say you're not a robot, and click Continue. You should receive an email with a link to set up a password. If you don't, then call IT. But please try this first. You might be able to get in without having to contact IT. Once you get that link, you click on it and create a password. It'll ask you to put it in twice. Here, this will be username will be the same as your self-service, the lowercase c and your 7-digit ID and the password that you created. And then you click sign in. If you try to sign in with these down here, you are going to get into a guest account and it won't have all of the forms. So please sign in as a student. But if you've recently applied, like within the last, say, 3 months, the email that you're going to use when you click on Forgot Username or Password, that email is going to be the same email that you applied with, okay? Going back to our webpage, I want to go over self-service and registration or enrollment. We use those words kind of interchangeably sometimes. I'll try to be consistent. Self-service is right here under Student Tools. Pretty much all of the things that you need that we've been talking about, Blackboard, email, eTrieve or eForms, Eagle Self-Service, they all live under Student Tools. I've already opened a browser for a, we'll call him a test student, and I'm in a test account. His name is Pepe Le Pew. He's the best. And I don't know if Dr. Reese is still on. She's probably not, but I put him on the business administration or business management program just for her. But this is your Eagle Self-Service. We've been talking a lot about different things on here. Financial aid has been talking about, where you can go view your financial aid packet. That's this tab here. If you're going to get a refund from financial aid, you can go to banking information and you can leave your checking or savings account. Oh, I want my light. And you can have refunds auto drafted. That will be faster than a check in the mail. For me, I'm always interested in showing you guys student planning. Student planning is where, are y'all seeing self-service? Okay. Just wanted to
No,
make sure. Or are
we
you
see the
seeing
web page, but I don't see self-service.
Oh, okay. Let me stop sharing and share again. I'm so sorry about that. At least it gave me a preview and it told me, okay. Now you're seeing self-service. I was showing you
Yes.
all these tabs and you weren't even seeing them. I'm so sorry. Financial aid, banking information, student planning. Student planning, somebody asked earlier, like, how do I know what classes to take, or a question about, like, am I going to be told what classes to take? Your degree plan lives under My Progress. Registration or class enrollment is going to live under Plan and Schedule, but you can get to both pages interchangeably. I always say start with My Progress because it's step 1, and I like going in order. This is a test account, so it may take a moment to load everything. I love this spinning wheel. I was just in here and it was just fine. Now I log in and I'm live and it does this to me. I love it so hard. While that's loading, Mr. White put in the contact information for academic advising and Eagles on Call. Both of those offices have wonderful advisors. Eagles on Call is a little bit unique. They are open a little bit of extended hours. They're open 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. They're typically open those hours Monday through Friday. Tomorrow is our last Friday. We're closed for the summer. But starting next week, they'll be 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday again. So if you are going to get off this orientation and go register and you run into an error and we've all left, you can call that number, that 526-1296, and they will help you. They're there until 11 p.m. So definitely utilize that. Oh, it loaded, yay. So as you can see, Pepe is on business management. When you're looking at your degree plan, I want to point out a couple of things. We are going to, if you need those developmental classes that I talked about earlier, if you need them, we're going to tell you about them here under program notes. Every student is individualized, so we cannot make the computer tell every student what it needs, what they need. So if you need developmental courses, we're going to list a note about that. I just did an overall needed everything type of situation for Mr. LePew. But you may only see something for reading and writing, or you may only see something for math. That's because it's individualized for you. But you have to click on that, show program notes when you're on your account. After that, I just want to point out, your degree plan is always formatted into usually 3 areas if you're on an associate degree. The first part is developmental studies. You may have taken the TSI assessment and not needed developmental, or you may have brought in an exemption that said you were good to go, you could start college courses with no developmental courses. If that's the case, if you've been advised of that, you can skip over this requirement. That is fine. It's only there if needed. So you might always show red that this is not completed, but that's not part of your degree. Those are preparatory courses. The part of your degree is under your general education requirements and then your major. This particular student's business management, yours might be criminal justice or culinary arts or social science, whatever you've picked out. But it will always follow general education and major. You can click expand all and it's going to open everything up, and that would mean that you scroll through quite a bit to get through it. I'm usually a fan of opening things up one at a time, but I'm me, you might like that. So you can open up the business management general education requirements, and from there you can see it's grouped through whatever's required, and it's like an alpha listing, so A through D, and it's simply telling you what you need to take. If you're already at the point where you can register, but you've been kind of struggling through, I want to give you my best tips and tricks. I got 2 minutes left. I'm going to hurry through this. Okay, we're going to take social behavioral science. It's always the one I go to. We're going to show details again. It's saying you can take either one of these courses, Econ 2301 or 2302. We're going to click on 2301. Once I click on it, it's going to slow down again. Once I click on it, it's going to take me to the planning and schedule page. If I don't filter, I will encounter classes from all over. This particular class has classes at Fort Cavazos and online. So always choose your filter. If you want to find a class on Central Campus, if it's offered, it will be listed there. This is for summer, so it doesn't have Central Campus, but typically it would. This is a test account that was built in the spring. So I can click on distance learning and then whichever term I'm interested in. And then I can view available sections and actually see classes to enroll in. This little gray box, faint gray box, that to add a course, you have to click the blue step 2. All you're doing is planning. Registration is a 2-step, well, really a 3-step process. First you find it, then you add it, then plan it, then you add it. So step 2, if I want this section here, I'm going to try to highlight just this one, then you always want to select the one within that. This one goes to this down here. There. So once I add it, it's like shopping on Amazon. You've got to confirm you actually want to add it to your cart. So you add it, and then it tells you up here, this class has been planned to your schedule. To register, you're going to click on academics underneath the logo and click register for classes. You can see here's where I have planned this class. This exists in the past, so we can't register for it. For fall, you'll see a register button here. You'll also see a register button over the top of your calendar. Your calendar is going to show you what time you're going to class. I'm a minute over. And then
Okay.
online classes are going to show up at the bottom. That's registration.
The important thing, guys, I know you're probably not going to remember everything. I'm going to tell you my hot tip for those of you that are brand new. I like to tell you all this. She just showed you Eagle on Service very, very quickly. But here's the thing. You need to
I
use
need more
that when
time.
when you're registering for all your other classes in the future. What you're going to do is you're going to be ready. You're going to pre-plan all your classes, and at midnight, you're going to hit register. Because especially and she knows, I know she knows, for those science classes or those courses that are very limited seating for whatever reason, and you need that class, you need to be ready to do that. This is my hot tip of the night. If you did, you're gonna do, that's what you need to do to get into some of these classes, okay? Because I've had students back in the day that's what I was in a group chat with some of my student workers, and at midnight, I knew when it was registration because at midnight I started getting messages. I did it. I'm in. I got all my classes. Yay, 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 yay. So that's my hot tip for today. Thank you very much.
That's a wonderful tip. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry I went over.
No, you're good. It's really good information, and I can modify. I'm flexible. Thank you, guys. All right. So now we are going to go
Did anything come in the chat? No?
I think actually
Or on Facebook?
Chris was really on it. I don't see anything coming in. Let me look real quick. Nope, everything was good. So thank you. But if you have any questions, please go ahead and type them in, just in case we can get you some answers. All right, now it's a little bit more fun time.
Hey, we did get it. Oh, Chris answered it. Never say it. When does registration end? And he took it. So never mind. It's all been answered. I'm sorry.
He's been on it. I'm
I
telling
know,
you.
I know. I saw, and I'm good.
It's because he was an advisor in his past life and he's amazing.
Okay, so that's
It's the coach in him.
It's the coach in him, coach advisor in him.
okay. Ding, ding, ding in this corner. No, just kidding. All right, we're gonna start talking a little bit about resources very, very quickly. There's a lot of resources that we have, and we're gonna really go into some of them, but I'm going to share my screen briefly. If I can remember where it is. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna share my PowerPoint. Again, it's PowerPoint time. So we have some resources here for y'all. And we're going to go through some of these in more details, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys have the opportunity of actually seeing these resources and being able to really look at the options. Once you have your course, there will be links to all of this in your Blackboard course, but through the Success Coaches. But if not, you're also able to go to the CTC website and look at that through the Student Success and Persistence resources page. But in CTC, we have a lot of stuff, and we're going to start talking about those in a little bit. But if you have questions, you are welcome to also contact down here. And this is the phone number and the ssuccess@ctcd.edu. Those are places that you can go to and get answers pretty quickly. Now, the library has actually put together a great presentation for you guys. And, oh, I need to make sure, you know what I didn't do? I didn't make sure that you could hear my computer audio. All right, let's see. Oh. Wait. Yeah, let me do this very quickly. I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to share my next one. I thought it would work, but I don't think it did, which is fine. Google Chrome. Oh. You should be seeing, can you see this one? This is what you should be seeing. Okay. Oh, it starts. Go.
Hi, Marcelli. I don't know what's happening, but it doesn't seem like the video is able to be viewed for some reason. It's just
Oh,
showing a
you.
black screen.
All right, great. Okay, well, let's see if I just need to maybe move it over. Okay, thank you, Bea. I think that was Bea.
Yes, no problem.
Why don't you want to see it? I don't know. Um,
Yeah, I think we were all sitting there going, maybe it's just a problem with my screen.
no, well, I appreciate the feedback. Can you hear it at all, even?
Yeah, we heard the music. We didn't hear any audio outside of the music playing.
Oh, I think I know why, because I am.
And then it was a different screen that was showing.
Yeah, I bet you I know exactly why.
The music was very motivational though.
Yeah, how about now? Do you see?
Yes, we see it.
Ah, okay. One more time, motivational. And if you did not realize this, this is our librarians, guys. This is what they're like. This is, what's going on here? This is them.
Yes.
This is what they're like. This is everything that you just saw when they're a little kooky, they're a little wild, but they really just want to help you out. And if that represents our librarians perfectly. So definitely come and use their services. If you notice, they're willing to help you 24, any day of the week, even if you're taking classes and they're not open, they'll still go in there and try to help you all. So use them as a service. They're there for you. And this is actually the best. I agree. This is one of the best videos I've seen in a long time, and it reflects them so beautifully. I can almost see which librarian is which character. So go meet the librarians, and then you're gonna figure out which one of them is each character.
Yes. I need the link to that video. I just need that for myself.
All right. I can put it in the chat because let me see. Yeah, it is a great video. I'll go ahead and put the link in the chat. You guys can go check out that video and a lot more others that they have uploaded into their Facebook page. YouTube page. They have a lot of great information out there. So yes, check it out. All right, so that is one of our resources that we have out there for you. So let's see. The other one that we have, and they also provided a video, is our mental health support, which is through the Wellness and Counseling Services. This also reflects them in that they're a lot more serious and loving in a different way. So our director of wellness and counseling couldn't be here today, but she created a video so that we can share it with you guys. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you that one as soon as I can share it again. Here we go.
This can really help.
Oh, wait, I gotta go start.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nadia Filimonova. I am Director of Wellness and Counseling Services. I'm excited to welcome you to Central Texas College, and I'm here to share a very important resource, Wellness and Counseling Services. Being in school can be an amazing journey, but it can get overwhelming. Sometimes we have anxiety, depression, or we just simply need to talk to someone. Come to see us. We are located in Building 264 on campus, and we are here to help. Our team of licensed professional counselors can offer you individual counseling, group counseling, workshops on stress management, anger management, time management. We also have groups during spring and fall semester on mindfulness and wellness. You can come and simply learn about stress busters, about mindfulness resources, and about building resilience. This can really help you to stay focused, to stay balanced, and thrive through your college life. We are so easy to access. You can simply pick up a phone, you can email us, and you can schedule your first appointment. Remember, asking for help is okay. Asking for help is a smart thing to do. Don't wait until very last moment. This resource is here for you. I welcome you to Central Texas College. I welcome you to Central Texas College family, and I wish you very best. I am hoping to see you soon.
And that is our director of wellness and counseling. Her name is Nadia Filimonova, and she couldn't be here today, but she's definitely excited about spending time with y'all. So thank you.
Hi, Maricela.
Hi. Oh, Ron, you are here. I'm sorry, I muted you. Go ahead. This is Ron Porter. He's one of our counselors, and so take it away, Ron.
All right, all right. I think we had a PowerPoint presentation, but if you don't have it, that's fine. Just
I have it.
wanted to reiterate some things and kind of a pro tip for students. If you're having any kind of issues, maybe with grief or any kind of depression or anxiety, test anxiety, come see us and talk to us. There we go. Yeah, so that kind of explains what we do here. And but the sooner you can visit with us and address that issue that's troubling you, the better. And sometimes we also work closely with disability support services. So if you need accommodations, depending on what your situation is, we can work with them as well on that. So come see us. Let me see. It's here. Great. Yeah, your conversations with us are confidential, and we don't charge anything for our services. We can help you with individual, group, or relationship, family counseling. So come see us, and we can help you out. That's it. Yep. Those are some of the things that we address. And there's some of our groups and workshops coming up. We also have a dorm group in the fall and spring semesters that once every couple of weeks we'll go over to the dorm and hold a group. So if you're over there and it's in the evening and it's just an open group, you can come and join us. We've got a back to school open house. We are located in the White Rock House. There's a picture just on the right side of Eagle Hall, between Eagle Hall and the planetarium. That's where Our counseling is provided, and then we also do workshops around on campus. Just come by and see us.
And
Thank you, Mary Sally.
no problem. And one of the things that I really want to reiterate that can help students regardless of where you're located. This is one of those few things that the counselors here can assist with. And I highly recommend it, everybody. At some point, we all need support and assistance and take advantage of the free service for our students. We all need a little, sometimes even if it's just vent. I can definitely testify that I've gone to the counselors and just said, I need to get some info. I need help. I just need to vent. And they have been amazing with it. So thank you. Thank you very much, Ron. I don't know. Let me look. Do we have any questions? I haven't seen. Let me see. We have questions because I lost my chat. I don't see any specific ones. And you have an open house coming up, you said?
Let me see. Yes, August the 28th. We'll have some cookies. Come by and have a cookie with us.
Excellent.
And it's from 12 to 3. August 28th, that's a Wednesday.
Perfect. Thank you, Ron. I really appreciate it. All right. Now that we've talked a little bit about wellness and, how we can get ourselves squared away that way, we're going to talk a little bit about the residence hall. We actually are one of the few community colleges here that have a residence hall. And I know Tom Weaver is around. He is our residence hall manager. And Tom, are you there?
Good evening. Yes, I am here.
Yay, there he is. All right, Tom, you want to talk a little bit about the residence hall and what we need to know about that?
Yeah, so like Mariceli said, Central Texas College is one of the few colleges in Texas, or community colleges in Texas, that has a residence hall on campus. We're a co-ed residence hall. We have single and double rooms. For the fall and spring semesters, we do require that you have 12 credit hours minimum to live here. That would make you a full-time student. The double rooms are priced at $3,090. The single rooms are $3,600. We like to have fun here. We host events. Right now, I've got a group of kids in the lobby right now, and they're just having a good time, laughing and hanging out, getting ready for the fall semester.
Tell them what you were doing. Be honest.
Pardon?
You were having fun today, right? You were
I
casual
was
day?
having fun today. I was having a blast. We were hanging out, getting everything ready to go to welcome everybody here for the fall.
Excellent. So if they want to live in a residence hall, what do they need to do?
Yes, I'm sorry. I don't have this in front of me right now. You would need to either come in person or apply online on the CTC website. If you type in residence hall or Morton Hall or housing, it'll bring you to my page. We've got an online application that you can fill out and you can send that email to me. We'd have a little dialogue. I'd tell you what stuff you need to bring. Oh, thank you for that. The information is listed here in the chat. Once you apply, you would need to pay the business office a $105 application and background check fee. That usually takes about a week to get back to you. And we'd move on from there. I'd get your class schedule, your proof of payment, your meningitis vaccine, and we'd see you there. If you're interested in moving in, or applying and moving in, rather, I need to have applications before August 14th. We are getting close to capacity. I've only got a few limited rooms left. If you have any questions, please shoot me a message in the side chat and we can get you figured out.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Tom.
Thanks, guys.
He's gone through it. He knows what you all need to be, help guide you to be successful in college, not just as a residence hall manager, but as a student. He has been a student here. So take advantage of the opportunity, guys. If you have questions about living on campus, he is the guy to talk to. All right. So now we're going to talk about a little bit about disability support services. And I was wondering if Dr. Christy Shank is around or
Hey,
Wilma.
Marisol.
There she is.
Marisol, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Could you put up the slides for me?
Do you not see it?
I do not.
Am I not sharing the slides as I thought I was? And I was wondering why he couldn't see my slides. Is that what was happening? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you were sharing earlier.
But I will. Okay. Well, I just in case, I don't know if everybody got to see it, but if you're interested in the residence hall, and I don't know what's going on here. This is the slide for the residence hall. I'm not sure if I was showing it, but there's the slide, guys. Take a quick pic. All right, Dr. Shank, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Marisol. Good evening, everyone. I wanted to share some information about services and support that we provide for students with disabilities. In order for you to get services or accommodations with us, you do have to have a qualifying disability under the Americans with Disability Act. That means you have to have a physical, mental impairment that impacts a significant life activity. You do have to self-identify to our office, and that means that you have to submit medical documentation to us. The medical documentation needs to state what your disability is, how it was diagnosed, how it affects you, and what accommodations you may need from us. If you have a disability and you're not sure you qualify, please reach out to us and we can talk to you one-on-one to see if you do qualify for our services. You also have to complete a student intake process through the e-forms. And you do have to request accommodations for every semester. You can request accommodations at any point, but we do recommend that you try to get accommodations set up with us prior to the first day of class because accommodations are not retroactive. And the accommodations that we do approve are dependent upon what your disability is and what your documentation states. Next slide, Mariceli. Some examples of common accommodations that we do provide are extra testing time, a separate testing area. We do have a testing office where we can provide a quiet space for students to take tests with us, a test reader or test reading software, note-taking, sign language interpreters. Again, it's just dependent upon what your disability is. Our services are free to all students. We do not charge for any accommodations, and they are available worldwide to all CT students wherever you're located. So if you're international, located off the central campus, we can provide accommodations to you. They are also available for both in-person and online classes. And we do provide academic advising for our disability students. So that's another benefit as well that we do provide. We do also help students who are parenting or pregnant students. We can help get absences or leave for a semester approved for you. If you are in that situation, I encourage you to reach out to me so I can discuss what your needs are and get you help with that. Our contact information is listed there, and I'll also type it in our chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to talk with you. And that's all I have, Mariceli.
Yes. So I think you have all your info. Yes. Okay. So you're also able to contact if for some reason you need assistance. This is another point of contact. We have Dr. Shank's information here, as well as Dean Starkey, the Dean of Student Success and Persistence. You've been seeing her kind of around. So we're going to go next to Morgan, you ready? This is your spot. The textbook and materials assistance, childcare, and transportation assistance. Whew.
Mariceli, I love that you thought of me. Bia, this is now you.
Bia! I'm so sorry, Bia!
You're good.
Oh, God. See, so Morgan moved on up, and so now it's Bia. Bia, are you ready?
Yes, sorry, I'm getting my camera ready. Give me just
There you are.
There you go. Okay, hi everybody. My name is Bia Tinsai. I've currently taken over Morgan's position as the as the coordinator for the success programs here at CTC. So there are several different things that we offer for qualifying students. And note, before I kind of continue, that this is pretty much reserved for students in the Central Texas area. And I'll kind of explain why as we go along. So the first thing is that there are certain degree plans that qualify a student for these programs. One are the CTE, the Career and Technical Education students. There's also the students that are trying to complete Associates of Applied Science as well. So you're going to see all like in the applications, they're going to be AAS and CC degrees that will qualify for the program. The other thing that we need also is demonstrated financial need. And what that means is we want to see that you're a student that is going to be needing these resources. There are several different ways to show that you have demonstrated financial need. One of which is if you receive a Pell Grant from the government, then that qualifies you for the program, but there are other ways to qualify as well. Another one is through WIC, TANF, or SNAP, which are all government-funded programs as well. Or if you can also use or submit a 1040 tax document as well. If you meet a certain income threshold, that can qualify you as well. Another requirement for the program is that you have to have at least 6 credit hours registered for the semester that you are applying for. And that applies for textbook and transportation specifically, but for childcare assistance, that goes up to 12 credit hours as well. In addition to this, we also have a 2.0 minimum GPA requirement for these assistance programs. That's just one of the requirements. If you have any questions though, feel free to let me know. My phone number in the office is area code 254-526-1357. You can also email me. Morgan just put my email in the chat as well. If you want to know more about the programs, there's a link right now attached to the slide that you can look at as well. But I look forward to seeing your applications. I've already helped out quite a few students throughout the summer semester, and I look forward to seeing more applications come in for the fall. And remember, we order the materials for the books through the library, through the bookstore. So as long as it's available there, we should be able to get it for you.
Thank you, Bia. I appreciate it. You were great. Congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
first new student orientation. Yay!
I know, thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, great. All right. So for you guys that might have some questions or whatever, please contact Bia and she will definitely help you out. Next, okay, so now we're gonna go to some of the fun stuff. Not really. Okay, so it's my turn, guys, to talk a little bit about student rights, responsibilities, as well as resources. But I am the director officially. Let me reintroduce myself. I am the director of student life and activities. I have multiple hats, which include things like, putting together new student orientations, activities for the students. I oversee the clubs and organizations. If you are interested in participating in those, we can definitely help you either figure out a good club for you, or if you want to start a club, we can help you figure it out as well. Having said that, I am also one of the hats that I wear is I am the main conduct officer for the campus, as well as a Title IX investigator. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that because we want to make sure that you're aware of some of the things that we have available for you, as well as your rights and responsibilities. We are going to start a little bit with Title IX. There's different aspects of Title IX, but we're going to talk specifically about Title IX when it talks about discrimination as and it being prohibited, especially when it has to do with sex. So if there's any sexual misconduct of any kind, we are totally going to say, well, look, this is not okay for our campus or anywhere. And we're going to ask you to please contact the Title IX coordinator. His name is Larry Murphy. And you can report any kind of sexual misconduct, either if you have been just know about it, or if it's something that you have actually gone through, we ask that you please contact him. It is very important to us to make sure that our students are safe and that you feel safe in the environment here at the college. So if for some reason something happens and you need immediate assistance, please contact campus police. And everybody should really have the phone number to campus police on their phone, whether you're local or not, because if something were to happen and you need assistance, they're here to help. And they'll be coming and talking to you guys in a little bit as well. We actually have an online reporting form as well. This goes directly to Mr. Larry Murphy, again, Title IX coordinator, and he will actually, if you want to report a Title IX violation, you can go ahead and do so through that form. You can even do it anonymously. However, we do prefer to have contact information because it holds a little bit more water. And if for some reason we need to help you and try to get more information for the investigation and to be able to really resolve the issues, it helps if you actually give us your information. Let's see. If you want more information about Title IX and everything that it is or it has to do with, please go ahead and send out that information. You can look at it on their website, and that is the web page to it. We also have a consent video. It's on YouTube. It is super cute. I really recommend that everybody sees it because it really breaks down consent into a way that makes sense to everybody. The only other thing that it does not include in that consent video is having to do with age. In Texas, here, especially in our main campus, we have a lot of minors on campus. It is very important that everybody be aware that we have minors on campus. And just because they look like they might be old enough to be in a relationship with or have some sort of relationship with at all, that does not mean that they are old enough. The other thing, I know that we have a few dual credit students in here, whether they be through their early college high school or they're just dual credits at their local high schools. We really encourage you to be careful. Just because here in Texas, the age of majority is 17. Your friend, you might have been in the same classroom throughout your entire life. But if your friend in your classroom is 16 and you are 17, and you are in a sexual relationship, that could become a problem because a minor cannot give consent in the state of Texas. So please make sure that you are aware of that and that you avoid issues. I say that to all. Consent is key. The other thing I want to share is that we actually have a student handbook. It is online. Here is the link to it, and you can go ahead and take a picture of that and go see it. That's going to include all your rights and responsibilities for the college, and it's as a student and all the things, all the basic things that you need to know in terms of policies and things that you should be aware of. At least especially when it has to do with conduct and the way that you act and react to situations, as well as academics. The other thing we have is the college catalog. And for those of you that might not be aware of it, the college catalog is also the place where you can get information on the degree plans, the different degree plans that we have. There's also descriptions of the classes, of every single class that CTC can offer. There are there's information as to things that you might be able to transfer to, information about the college that go beyond just what the student needs to be aware of to be successful. There is a lot more information in there that can be extremely helpful. I really always recommend that everybody at least take a look at it. Back in the day, we used to have them in paper, and we used to, especially the people that do advising or work with students directly, we used to live and die by that document. And we still do up to a point, but it's just, I remember very clearly like taking care of my catalog because I felt it was so important that was the catalog that was from my college as a student, as well as even working here, just being able to have access to that and really getting information about how things work at CTC. There's some basic things about student expectations that are a little bit different. It is very important that as a student you self-advocate. This is huge. If any of you are in high school or leaving high school, and the same thing also if you are maybe getting out of the military. I saw somebody was leaving out of the military. I have seen people that have a hard time getting used to self-advocating because usually the military took care of things for them. It's important that you let us know that you need help. If you don't tell us, it is very hard for us to be able to do anything. And we cannot a lot of the times ask you questions. As an example, when Dr. Shank was talking about disability support, we cannot ask a person if they have a disability or if they need assistance with their disability. That is something that you have to tell us, and then we can help you. And that's just one example. That's going to go along with a lot of things that happen here at the college level. So it's very important that you take the time and advocate for yourself, which means talk to your faculty, talk to, different people on campus. That's why we also give you a lot of resources and people that you can go to and talk to, because if you need assistance in something, even if they can't help you directly, they might know somebody who can. Expectations, we're going to treat everybody as an adult regardless of your age. So even if you're a 15-year-old taking classes here, we have to treat you like an adult. And actually per FERPA, which is the equivalent of HIPAA but in the educational world, which is a federal law that states that we have to protect your academic and conduct records, and we are going to do that. And we cannot actually disclose that information without your consent. So that means that we're going to treat you like an adult. And if you need assistance or if you need to have your record sent to anybody, if you want your parents or your spouse to be able to see your records, we cannot just give it to them. We have to have that in writing. You've heard already about the syllabus and how important that is. That's kind of like the contract between you and the faculty. Please always take the time and actually read and follow it very carefully. That is one of the first things you should be doing as soon as you get your class and you get that syllabus, is really figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to take care of your class, and then go from there. We talked about attendance and making sure that you go to all your classes and that you're actively participating in all of your classes, as well as integrity. Oh, integrity is very, very key. That means that your coursework is going to be yours. That's why that library is so key, because even if you use another source to be able to create a document and your homework and all of that, you have to give credit where credit is due and in the correct way. That's where the library, and a lot of times even like through the communications department, they have a place they call it Prowl. You can go there and they'll check all your work. And if you need assistance with actually making sure that your paperwork is correct and that it's not being plagiarized and all these other things, they can help you make sure that you're doing it correctly so that you do not get in trouble. Civility. We need to get along, guys. You are going to be in classes with people that you don't agree with, what their mentality or what the way you're thinking. You may be in different age groups, different ways of acting. And we're going to ask you to make sure that you are acting correctly for this collegiate environment. This is an academic environment. It's a professional environment, and we want you to treat it as such. That means that if for some reason something goes on and you don't agree with somebody else, you're going to be civil about it. You're going to act correctly and make sure that you're not disrespecting others, that you are actually not disrupting the class and things of that nature. What we want you to do is think about it and really try to put yourself into other people's positions and see how we can make it help. Title IX, we already talked about, and we talked a lot about resources. Make sure you're using them at all times. We talked about the handbook and the catalog. Again, how to report sexual misconduct. Make sure that if you feel uncomfortable, that you take a moment and that you let us know so that we can do it. You can report that kind of if you don't feel safe on campus or something's going on, you are welcome to contact me or campus police, along with anybody that works here. But specifically because of safety and security, we want to make sure that you hear from our campus police. And that is why Officer Torres, are you here? Let's see. Is he here? He
Yes,
should be
ma'am.
around. There he is. Yes. So Officer Torres is going to talk to you a little
Sorry, I
bit.
guess there was a delay.
You're good. He's going to talk to us a little bit about campus police and some of the services they offer students. Regardless of where you're located, they have some services available. So please, Officer Torres, take it away.
All right. So, like she said, I'm going to go over who we are, police services, Clery and Title IX. I'm just going to brush on that. Clery, I'm going to go over a little more in depth. The rights and responsibilities, emergency alert, campus carry, and campus safety, avoid, deny, defend. All right. So we are peace officers for the state of Texas. We attended the police academy like every other cop. Yeah, the little picture got me too.
That's Chief.
We're
You guys,
certified.
you don't know, but Chief Baragon, this is his sense of humor right here. It's funny.
So we're certified by the state of Texas. We have the powers and jurisdiction within Bell and Coryell counties. Yes, the college goes into 2 separate counties. It splits. You'll see the line if you're by the fountain in front of the library. It'll say which one's which. We respond to the calls for service. We give you the parking permits if you go into our lobby. We are available 24 hours, 7 days a week. That number is our office number. However, once no one's in the office, we do have somebody who takes the phone and forwards it to the duty phones, which I don't have mine on me. It's charging. We unlock and jumpstart vehicles, so you don't need to spend $80 to have Pop-A-Lock come out and do it if we can do it for free for you. If you're feeling unsafe for any reason, we can escort you to classrooms and vehicles. I've had people call me if it's like dark outside and they want to feel more safe. They just call them, hey, can you walk me to my car? No problem. We show up, we walk you there, make sure you leave, and then go about our business, I guess. We do have lost and found, and this is a big one because we keep purging things. If you lose something at all, check at the PD because we keep a log of everything. Not everything is labeled. People don't typically come to us. We keep purging things, and more than likely than not, those people had to replace those things. We keep them for 6 months or something crazy like that. We do have some first aid stuff, like little things. We also have Advent, that's not very far. But make sure if you do, just take a picture of this phone number. That's the phone number that'll get directly to us anytime. Okay, now on to Clery. The Clery Act 1990 requires all schools to collect, classify, and count crime reports and crime statistics in and around the campus area. That's all the CTC campuses. We just compile them into a chart. I've seen our front desk lady, Mary, she's the one who really handled that part. We publish and actively distribute an annual security report that contains all statistical and policy disclosures. Must be a single comprehensive report. Verbiage, submit crime statistics to Department of Education and issue timely warnings and emergency notifications. For crime statistics, you can get it on the mobile app Texas Safety U, so you can see what's going around at CTC and any of the campuses. Now on to the rights and responsibilities. We do handle the student code of conduct if you want to report them to us. Typically, if anything, red flag for you, you might want to just come to us directly. We can handle everything from what Maricelli does to what Mr. Murphy does. This is a smoke-free campus. Only time you can smoke is in your vehicle, and that includes vapes. And yeah, you just can't have any of that here. For the Title IX, sexual assault and harassment, dating violence, drug and alcohol abuse. That's another thing. Do not consume alcohol in the dorms. It's dry. And then free speech and expressive activities. Yeah, campus, but I'm saying for the residents because they like to drink in their rooms potentially. So you can't do that here. And then the regular violations of the law is what we handle as well. Okay, on to the Eagle emergency alerts. We have these sirens that go off every now and then. Typically, you'll get a text message that say, you'll get a text message that says what the alert is and whether or not it's a test or a real warning. I think a few months back we had actual tornado warnings being issued. But aside from that, it's typically test. If you see the weather getting wonky and you get a message, probably in your best interest to read them because it'll probably tell you to get indoors or some variety of that. The emergency alerts will be sent in situations requiring unscheduled closure or evacuation of a campus or campus facility. This includes weather closures, power outages, police emergencies, catastrophes, and/or hazardous exposures. Familiarize yourself with the examples of sirens and message types we broadcast. Like I said, it'll just be a text message you get. It'll be a CTC alert. I think will be like the first thing you see, so it should grab your attention anyways. But yeah, it just really helps out so that if you're planning on going anywhere or like trying to leave early, maybe if you get that alert, you might want to hunker down for a second or two and just overall just be safe. You'll see us flying around. If it's serious enough, we'll be flying around trying to tell people to get indoors if you don't have your phone on you. So no matter what, we're always on it. We're trying to make sure that you guys are safe. If you have to update your information on the Eagle emergency alerts, you can log on there and follow the steps as such. If you want, you can take a picture of that so you can have it for future reference. All right, about campus carry. So pursuant to subchapter H, chapter 411 of the Texas Government Code, individuals licensed by the state to carry a handgun, license holder, may carry a concealed handgun beginning August 1st in approved areas. Well, I guess it's August 1st of this year.
2017. No, this is when it started. It's been a minute.
Oh, so that's when it got. Okay, I wasn't here then, so.
Yeah, no.
But,
This has been here for a minute.
Okay, too easy. In approved areas on the Central Texas College campus and service area locations. Procedures on military bases override CTC policy. Pretty sure they don't want guns on there, period. Gun-free zones is going to be early college, high schools, child care facilities, childhood education activities in all areas and events frequently visited by minors, mental health care service locations, areas involving all sporting or interscholastic events, Morton Hall residence housing with some exceptions. Basically, if you see this sign, we usually put it out at the Anderson Building, 224. If you see the sign 30.06, that typically means if you have a concealed gun on you, just go bring it to your car. If you have it on you and you're like, oops, if you see that sign, just get it to your car. You're not allowed to have it in the building at that particular time. But if there's not an event going on in that building, those signs are not out. Locations where dangerous chemicals are stored, CTC owned, rented, or leased vehicles during transport of minors, areas containing critical college infrastructure, areas where contractual or licensing obligations exclude carrying firearms. And the policies are all available on the website, ctcd.edu. I'm on the next slide, by the way, Marcella.
Sorry.
And I'm just about, no, you're fine. I'm just about at the end of it, just so that they can follow along. Okay. There's a new thing. It used to be Erase, but it switched to CRAZE, or however you pronounce that, Civilian Response to Active Shooter Events course. You can also, ask for campus escorts for, like I said earlier, if you're feeling unsafe or you just want somebody to, look out for you if someone's like being sketchy or it's just nighttime. We help with vehicle assistance, and there's iWatch, Texas School Safety Site, and this one's an obvious one. If you see something, say something. If you see something that doesn't look right at all, you give us a call. Even if it's something that you think like, maybe they don't want to be bothered with it, we'll go check it out regardless. Anybody will check it out. And not only the police officers help with certain things, like if it's something that our campus safety officers, the ones with the blue shirts, they'll be able to help you as well. All right, so this video is 11.5 minutes. I don't think
we're not gonna watch it.
Play it, but copy that. Yeah, if you wanted to like take a picture of that URL, then you can grab that, and so you can learn more so what to do if there is an active shooter event. And yeah, overall, just be safe, and we're here if you need anything.
Great, thank you very much, Officer Torres. Appreciate it. All right, so we're almost at the end, guys. This is right here. If you have questions, concerns, any questions that we haven't answered yet, you are welcome to add them to the chat right now. But if for some reason later on you're like, I don't remember what is going on, it's too far. I just remembered now. I didn't remember it in the moment. You're welcome to contact any one of these emails, and we will go ahead and get back to you. We are closed tomorrow, Friday, just FYI, but we will definitely get back to you on Monday. Now, let me see. I think we have some questions over here. You can get your IDs as soon as you register for your classes. You are welcome to go ahead and get those. It says here, I applied for spring of 2025. When can we start enrolling in classes for then? The enrollment for spring, I believe, starts around October timeframe. Yeah, there it is, October 28th. So make sure that between now and then you talk to an advisor, get your financial aid squared away, and do everything else that you have to do. So that way, when it's time for you to start your spring classes, you are ready to roll, and you can go talk to an advisor. You have everything, and then that October 28th. At midnight, you're going to be adding all your classes that you want because you want to make sure you get into the classes that you actually want to be in. So, great question. All right. Any other questions? Anything else I'm missing? I'm not going to lie, I haven't been looking too much. I've been kind of manning the PowerPoint. So, let me see here. Any questions over here? That I may be missing. Okay, good. I'm not missing anything there. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything major, guys. Any other questions? Thank you for the information. All right. The registration link for what, Hazel? I'm not sure what you're talking about. So if you could please let us know what registration form. So here, for the classes, you're going to do that through Eagle Self. Most classes are registered through Eagle Self-Service. There are a few exceptions to that. For example, if you're part of the Kate Center, Industrial Technology, and some of those technical courses, such as nursing, they will actually register for you for classes. Otherwise, you would register through Eagle Self-Service. The other thing that we have coming up, guys, we're going to have welcome weeks for those the first 2 weeks of classes. We're going to have welcome week events. And what that means is that we are going to be offering you guys the opportunity of having a whole bunch of events. You can check out, CTC in general. One of the things that we're going to be having is actually financial aid and the VA services have combined, and they're going to be doing a scavenger hunt. There's 2 versions of it. One of them is here in our central campus in Killeen. The other one is going to actually be online. So be on the lookout for that. They've created a really fun scavenger hunt. So definitely get some more information on that. How do aviation students travel from main campus to Skylark Field? Ooh, Jesse, that's something you're going to have to figure out. I don't know if, Tom, are you still here?
Yeah, I can talk on that one.
Thank you.
So most of the aviation students they have their own vehicles. If you don't, we can figure something out.
Yeah, but that's something that CTC does not have, like transportation. It also depends on, Jesse, are you going to be living in the residence hall? Because Tom, we can't see you. We hear you, but we don't see you.
Right, I'm right here. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Yes. Okay. So this is one of your residence hall students potentially.
Hi, Jesse. Yeah, what Morgan said, we can talk to B about transportation assistance program. I know a lot of the students, most of my students here at the dorm are aviation. So anytime we're going back and forth, typically we have a carpool that they set aside by themselves. It's not something hosted by the school. But if you want to message me, we could start a dialogue and figure out what we need to do to assist you.
Okay. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
So for those of you that don't know it, he is actually the poster boy of our aviation. See, he turned off his camera again. I wanted to see his expression as I said that. That's okay. He is also in the aviation program, so he is very familiar with that. Anybody else? Great. Any other questions that we maybe have not addressed yet and that you're like, I don't know what to do or how to deal with it? Because that happens and that's okay. Going once. Oh, going twice. Anybody? Anybody? No? Okay. Well, that's all that we have, guys. Thank you very much for being here today. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to spend it with us, get all this information, and hopefully this has been, something that you can learn from and that you feel it has been beneficial to you and to your college experience. So if you have questions, you know to reach out to us. We will be here for you. We have a few more weeks. If you have any questions, you still have plenty of time to make sure you're getting into your classes or to figure out anything that you might be missing. We are going to be having an in-person orientation next Thursday in the Anderson Campus Center, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. The Thursday after that, we are also going to have another virtual session. It will be at 9 o'clock in the morning in a similar format as this. So if for some reason you're like, I missed it, I really want to go through it again, you can. We have different options. We're also going to be having a recording of this be posted into the CTC YouTube page. And so you will be able to see that as well. Thank you, everybody. I don't see any other questions. I hope you have a fabulous night and we will see you around. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want ears like yours, man. I'm thinking, I was seeing them. I was like, I need something for my headset over here. Maybe an eagle or something. I don't know. I feel like you and I need to have a conversation, Samuel.
It's the same brand as those.
See, but mine are not that fun. Yours are more fun than mine. We need to have a conversation about this. You need to come see me and we need to have a conversation about how I can get like fun ones. Because I do all this stuff here, but it doesn't have the same factor at all. You know I'm right. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Let me stop. I forgot.